Step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Very good morning, you beautiful souls. Normally I'd be speaking to you, but this morning I'm speaking to you. Welcome back, buddy.
Thank you. So good.
How was it?
Back. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. Switzerland, what a beautiful country, man. You know, you look at the cartoons of Heidi back in the day, and it's actually that. It is beautiful. It is so beautiful.
Dude, the only man who comes back from Europe with a tan. Really.
I did not expect that.
As awesome as that was, it's even better having you here.
Thank you. So good to see you guys.
Style this week, we've got an inspirational show today.
Absolutely, indeed. And we're going to start it off on a real feel-good note because we want to start the week on a feel-good note. A true story that's going to make your heart sing and give you goosebumps. It's about a woman that's been reunited with a baby after 20 years that she's rescued that baby in the first place. So, I mean, this is definitely a story you do not want to miss, so stay tuned for that one.
Absolutely love that. Then I know a lot of people hurt and crying. They feel betrayed after the UEFA Champions League final. A massive result for Real Madrid, of course, most successful team in Europe, but some very costly mistakes and so much happening off the field since then. So we're going to bring you a bit of a blow-by-blow, but of course, congratulations to all of the Real Madrid fans. And Anfield, we are sorry, man.
Man, I'm looking forward to you
keeping
me updated, man, because I feel like I've been disconnected from that world as well for the past while. So looking forward to that. And then we're also very happy to say we have Cameron van der Burgh in studio this morning. Yes, of course, one of the world's top swimmers, and we are so proud to have him here. He's going to be chilling with us the entire morning, and this just ahead of his wedding.
I wonder if he is chilling though.
I wonder.
If the wedding is around the corner. Now he's a super chill guy, awesome guy at that. Then of course we're going to ask a very important question. Should you be filtering yourself in front of your children? We get into parenting matters. You can ponder that while we go into the news.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa needs policies that are attractive to investors in order to grow the economy. He added that although the country is still in junk status, the government is doing everything in its power to boost the economy. Speaking to the SABC on his first 100 days serving as president, Ramaphosa also acknowledged that although the country faces many challenges, there are positive changes. The president said one of the major changes that the country should consider is making the rand stronger. 3 large districts in the Northern Cape have been identified as ideal for the development of the biodiversity economy. The Namakwa district around Springbok, the ZF Mgao district around Uppington, and the John Gautsewe district around Kuruman will receive support from the Department of Environmental Affairs. The Provincial MEC for Environment and Nature Conservation, Pauline Williams, says jobs will be created by the initiative, which includes hunting, biodiversity, prospecting, and ecotourism. She added that the Northern Cape is the 3rd most preferred hunting destination by international hunters. Now moving further abroad, some 5,000 supporters of the far-right alternative for Germany, known as the AfD, marched through the streets of Berlin yesterday, but they were heavily outnumbered by more than 20,000 anti-AfD demonstrators. The AfD's anti-immigration, anti-EU, anti-Muslim messages helped it become the 3rd largest party in the German Bundestag in last September's vote, but it has since had little impact on parliamentary debate. Supporters of the anti-immigration AfD chanted, "We are the people," and were met with chants of "Go away Nazis." The AfD demonstrators were bussed in from around Germany. And then finally, facing civil unrest and strikes in the crucial mining sector, Guinea's President Alpha Condé reshuffled his government overnight, appointing a new Prime Minister and Finance and Security Ministers, amongst others. No official reason was given for the sweeping changes, which followed the appointment of a new Prime Minister, Ibrahima Kassory Fofana. Speculation is that Condé may be seeking to modify the constitution ahead of a 2020 election. Guinea is Africa's top producer of bauxite and, of course, the ore of aluminium. And Condé's government has faced repeated strikes by mine workers as well as teachers. Well, that was your very first look at what's happening in the world of news. Let's take a look at what's going on in the world of sport. Here's Graham with all of those exciting details.
Thank you so much, Graham. Let's quickly take a first look at our weather and our temperatures for your Monday morning. And it looks like the northwestern parts of the country can expect nice and warm and sunny conditions. However, for the Western Cape, cool conditions can be felt and also some rain expected, holding thumbs for that one. Your temperatures, Polokwane 8 minimum with a maximum 24 degrees. Mbombela 13.26. Pretoria 10.22. Johannesburg 9 minimum with a maximum 21 degrees. Mahikeng 12.25. Klerksdorp 13.25. Kimberley starting off on 9 minimum with a maximum 26 degrees. Bloemfontein 7.23. Richards Bay 18.26. Pietermaritzburg 13.25. Durban 19.25. Mthatha starting off on 12 minimum with a maximum 27. East London 14.28. Cradock 3 degrees minimum this morning, nice and cold but warming up to 26. Port Elizabeth 12.23. George 11.22. Sutherland 4 minimum and your maximum 12 degrees. Cape Town 10.16 with rain expected. Worcester 8.17, also some rain for today. Springbok 9.15 and Uppington 6 minimum and your maximum 28 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6 o'clock bulletin. We'll get into it again in half an hour's time, just after 6:30.
Well, we live in a world that is constantly changing and life seems to be getting faster by the day. So as we welcome today, the 28th of May, let's take a look at what happened in history on this day.
So let's take you back to 1999, where in Milan, after nearly 22 years of restoration work, Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece, The Last Supper, was finally put back on display. It's currently on display at the Santa Maria del Grazie in Milan. If you can go and see it, see it. These things have to be seen to be believed. Absolutely amazing.
And then on the 28th of May, 2016, tragedy fell on the Cincinnati Zoo when they were forced to shoot and kill Harambe the gorilla after a young boy fell into the enclosure. Now, Harambe's death sparked a massive outcry from the internet, with hashtags trending on Twitter and a number of memes spawning from the incident.
Absolutely heartbreaking. Just look at that. That puts it into perspective. But,
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do in a situation like that? How do you really deal with that? So let's take you way back now. 1588, the Spanish Armada. A fleet of 130 ships set sail from Lisbon in Portugal towards the English Channel. And it's worth noting that due to the size of the fleet, it took 3 whole days for the entire fleet to actually leave the harbour. Not to get there, just to leave, with the last ships leaving the port on the 30th. Can you imagine seeing that arriving, coming towards you? Incredible, man.
Well, that's what happened on this day in history. So seize the day and go out there, make it one for the books.
Make it one for the books indeed. We're going to be taking a very quick break. It's your Monday morning. Good morning, Princess. There she is. Hello, nice to see you again. When we come back, we're taking a look at the UEFA Champions League final. I know that Graham can't wait to spill all the beans. He's so excited. Definitely a lot of news coming out that one. And then we're also going to take a look at a very inspirational story on your Monday morning of how we're empowering the youth through cycling. That and a whole lot more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show after the break.
Cycling changed my life. Chappies, as a lot of people will know where Chappies is, or Suikerbossie.
Up to date about what's happening all the time. When you walk in Ocean View, it's Miss, or where's Uncle G?
Friends. I enjoy the rides, the races, and I really like it.
Responsible teenagers growing into responsible adults.
To children in our community to get off the street, get on a bike.
Is talent. I see the talent among these kids. The ambition is there, the will, time. And they all here. 5 o'clock we on our bicycles and then we do nothing under 100 kilometers on our bicycles.
Already making podium finishes in their provincial.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. It's Happy Monday to you. I don't know how you're feeling about that, but you know what? It's not going to be a blue Monday. We're sending feel good vibes out today. And we want to know, what could you do for somebody in your life today? Let's take a look at social media. Donna says, I think it's important to show up. Well, we could all use a fresh start at some point in our lives. And for this week's Mandela Monday, our heroes are a man on a racing bike and his wife offering a new beginning to young kids who could really use one. Let's meet the de Klerk family and find out their story.
Cycling changed my life. I bought my first bicycle when I was 45 years old. Going down Chappies, as a lot of people will know where Chappies is, or Suikerbossie, at 70, 75 kilometers an hour, you must be confident to do that. So yes, I'll say cycling builds confidence, it builds a different character, it gives you a different outlook towards life.
Abdurrahim and Sakhira have rallied sponsors, parents and the community in creating a culture of excellence and fun among kids in Ocean View to keep them away from bad choices.
My brother-in-law inspired me to do cycling. I think I should mention that I'm a drug addict in recovery. Next year, March, I'll be in recovery 15 years without a rehab. That's all done with the blessings of God.
The response from the community has been immense. We've started our own Facebook page also, so they are kept up to date about what's happening all the time. When you walk in Ocean View, it's Miss, or where's Uncle Jim? Even the children's parents also always to want to help with their children, to see that the children are on time.
After school, I will get ready for the cycling. I like taking part in the Western Province, the races. I like meeting friends. I enjoy the rides, the races, and I really like it.
Before I started cycling, I never had the opportunity to go the places I went.
Okay, the principles we would like to install into these youngsters is discipline. Discipline is the first step. With discipline comes responsibility. They'll become responsible teenagers growing into responsible adults.
I like Mr. de Klerk. He's a very good coach. He's always there to help you.
Mr. de Klerk is a very good coach. He's very strict on the cycling. He trains us very hard as well.
He's a very friendly person, very welcome also. Gives a lot of opportunities to children in our community to get off the street, get on a bike and enjoy themselves.
My hope for the future of this club is very high. So my expectations is we're gonna get for the least a semi-pro. We're not gonna end up with nothing. There is talent. I see the talent among these kids. The ambition is there, the will is there, the consistency is there. I mean, where do you get a 14-year-old boy that knocks on the door at 4:30 in the morning when it's summertime? And they all here, 5 o'clock, we're on our bicycles, and then we do nothing under 100 kilometers on our bicycles.
Already making podium finishes in their provincial cycling league, our wish for these dynamic children is that the wind will always be at their back and the sun ever warm on their faces.
Powerful stuff, hey?
It's beautiful.
Oh, amazing,
Love
amazing
it.
stuff. What a Mandela Monday hero. Now, we're back with our regular Guess Who game. We love it on a Monday. Now, we've deliberately blurred out a photo of someone who's well known to get your brain working faster on this Monday morning. We're here for you. We are here for you. Now, can you guess who we're talking about? Here are some clues to make it just a little bit easier.
Absolutely.
Let's get the image on board.
There's the picture.
I think if you stand far away from the screen,
We always
you
say
might
that.
be
If you
able
stand
to
far
see it.
away, squint like really hard, then you might be able to, you know, with the clues, figure it out. So here's some clues for you, right? This is South African model and a radio presenter from Johannesburg.
Yes.
Then she was also crowned Miss South Africa in 2015 and represented South Africa at Miss World. And one more clue for you. She's recently competed in a dancing reality show and serves up all kinds of relationship goals with her bae. Do I dare say it?
No, don't say
I'm
the
not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
We have to make it a little bit tough,
Yeah.
all right? Because I think all of those were really,
Yeah.
really easy. So if you think you know who we're talking about, why don't you head over to our social media platforms at Expresso Show and let us know who our mystery person is.
Then we are going to get into our feel-good news after the break, and it doesn't get much more feel-good than this. We're going to see a woman reunited with the baby that she saved 20 years ago. Then he's going to save our morning this morning, save our week, beat back those Monday blues. One of the coolest, nicest guys you will ever meet. Majosi is in the house. Welcome back, son. We're going to get to know the man with a little rapid-fire game after the break.
Two, 1, 2. 2. And this up a bit. Sometimes it feels like I do nothing right. I just walk and walk without the end in sight. Am I a fool to do the same thing and something changes? Like a fool, follow my heart and don't break it. Sometimes it feels like I'm too innocent, that if I trust, then something good will come of it. Am I a fool to do the same thing and hope something changes? Like a fool, follow my heart, hope that you don't break it. I've been waiting for you all my life. You've been running through my dreams at night. I've been searching for the longest time. Tell me, darling, when will you be mine? Sometimes I feel like there's an open door, but I don't go in 'cause I've been here before. Am I a fool to feel afraid because I don't know her name? Am I a fool to stand in front of her and hope that she stays? I've been waiting for you all my life. You've been running through my dreams at night. I've been searching for the longest time. Tell me, darling, when will you be mine? I've been waiting for you all my life. You've been running through my dreams at night. I've been searching for the longest days and the moments, the moments.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into a Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you on your Monday morning.
Man, good to have you back, dude.
So good. Listen, yeah, so if you might be experiencing any Monday blues at this stage, don't worry, because we're about to send them flying out the window with some feel-good news to start your Monday morning.
Oh, this is truly feel good. We're going to really, I think, see the best side of human nature. Now, last week a story was published in the Los Angeles Times about a woman from California who was finally reunited with a baby whose life she saved while jogging 20 years ago. So her name is Azita Milanian, and she went for a trail run with her dogs back in 1998 in Altadena in California when she came across a newborn baby boy buried alive with his umbilical cord still attached. So the poor baby was obviously on the verge of death, and after several failed 911 calls, she managed to flag down a motorist. The infant was rushed to hospital and his life was saved. So after being put up for adoption, Azita never heard about him, heard from him ever again until last week. His name is Matthew Whitaker, and they were reunited when his story was shared on Ryan Seacrest's radio show, and they were able to reconnect again. And Matthew only learned of his survival at the age of 17. He's now, as you can see, a much older man, educated, and looking to further his studies to become an entertainment lawyer or an actor, which is what you got to do in LA. It's a good way of approaching it, but that is incredible.
That's tugging at my heartstrings this morning, man. Wow.
Incredible stuff. And they actually went back to the spot where she found him. Talk about full circle, eh?
Unbelievable. How's that to start your Monday morning? Listen, let's keep with some good news from California. Take a look at this picture. This picture is Fred. That's Fred right there. He's a 32-kilometer octopus who managed to dodge the chopping block, so to speak, when he was released back into the wild by his owner of a fish market. And I love the story because the guy's name is Giovanni DeGarrimore. He runs Giovanni's Fish Market, and he says that over the past 10 years, he's developed a change of heart towards these magnificent creatures, specifically because of the growing scientific research around the fact that octopuses are actually very, very intelligent.
Yeah.
Exactly. And also an experience that he had once diving, once he engaged in a game of hide and seek with an octopus. So he's made this vow to never, ever sell them at his fish market again. And then just last week, when he heard that a local fisherman caught Fred, he instantly bought Fred for a couple of $100 and only to release him back into the ocean. And after posting it on Facebook, the story went absolutely viral. Yeah, he said he didn't intend for it to gain as much attention and praise as it did, but he said he's glad that his little contribution can make a bigger difference in the world.
Fred, wherever you are, my friend, swim free. Be free. Absolutely love that. Oh, we'd love for you to share some of those feel-good stories. What are you doing in your world, in your life, to make the world a little bit better? Please join us on our social media platforms this morning. @Expresso Show is the handle to use right now. Let's get back into the other news.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa needs policies that are attractive to investors in order to grow the economy. He said that although the country is still in junk status, the government is doing everything in its power to boost the economy. 3 large districts in the Northern Cape have been identified as ideal for the development of the biodiversity economy. The districts are around Springbok, Uppington and Kuruman. On the international front, some 5,000 supporters of the far-right Alternative for Germany marched through the streets of Berlin yesterday, but they were heavily outnumbered by more than 20,000 anti-AFD demonstrators. And then finally, facing civil unrest and strikes in the crucial mining sector, Guinea's President Alpha Condé reshuffled his government overnight, appointing a new Prime Minister and Finance and Security Ministers, amongst others. Well, that was your 6:30 news update. I'll have a full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
Bringing you a quick sporting synopsis. Real Madrid won their 3rd consecutive Champions League title on Saturday, beating Liverpool by 3-1 in Kiev. Staying with football, Black Leopards increased their lead at the top of the PSL playoff group on Saturday thanks to a 2-2 draw with Platinum Stars. In rugby, Super Rugby, round 15 took place this weekend with the Brumbies down the Bulls 38-28, while the Lions saw out a 26-23 win over the Stormers. And in cricket, the Chennai Super Kings were crowned IPL champions last night after an 8-wicket victory over the Sunrisers Hyderabad in Mumbai. More on all of those stories on the top of the hour.
Right, let's quickly take a look at your traffic for the first time on your Monday morning. Still nice and early, but a couple of things just to take note of. In Gauteng, Boksburg, there has been an accident on the N12 westbound, and that's just before the Atlas Road exit, so please keep a lookout for that one. And also over in the Western Cape, Athlone, on the N2 inbound, there's a stationary vehicle after Jan Smuts Drive obstructing the centre lane, and traffic is queuing from the airport. That's where we leave your traffic. If you're heading out on the roads, please drive with care. Right now, let's get another quick take on your weather, and it looks like the northeastern parts of the country can expect warm and sunny conditions. However, for the Western Cape, cool conditions can be felt, and also some rain expected in certain places. Definitely holding thumbs for that one. Your temperatures, Polokwane 8 minimum with a maximum 24 degrees. Mbombela 13, 26. Pretoria 10 minimum this morning, your maximum 22. Johannesburg 9, 21. Mahikeng 12, 25. Klerksdorp 13, 25. Kimberley 9, 26. Bloemfontein 7 minimum with a maximum 23. Richards Bay 18, 26. Pietermaritzburg 13.25, Durban 19.25, Mthatha starting off on 12 minimum, reaching a high of 27 degrees today. East London 14.28, Cradock 3 minimum with a maximum 26 degrees. Port Elizabeth 12.23, George 11.22, Sutherland 4 minimum, staying cold with a maximum of 12 degrees. Cape Town also cool, minimum 10, maximum 16. Worcester 8.17, Springbok 9 minimum, your maximum 15, and Uppington starting off on 6 minimum, reaching a high of 28 degrees. It's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. We'll keep you updated with your traffic and your weather throughout the course of your Monday, and back just after 7 o'clock.
Yeah, time to have a little bit of fun. Yeah, we got the Jaws here now. So, are you right?
What's that?
There we go. I just did the white boy handshake. Really, end with the fist bump. Dude, it's so good to have you here. I love this guy. We live in the same hood, so we're always bumping into each other.
Always.
And what I love is you turn the table. As soon as I see you, like, how's your boy? How's your life? How are you doing? You look great. What's going on? So now I'm going to turn the tables on you, dude, and we're going to go through a rapid-fire game. Okay, you've got to make a good first impression. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to really show the world what kind of a man you are, what kind of a human being. So these questions you've got to answer truthfully, okay? Because we will tell, we will know. But there is no right or wrong answer. All right, so are you ready, brother?
I'm ready.
Let's get through them all, bro. I have high hopes. There's a lot, but we can do it. Come on, come on. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go for it. Prince William or Prince Harry?
Harry.
Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
Favorite word?
Moist.
Your alarm goes off. Do you snooze or get up?
Snooze.
John Travolta or Patrick Swayze?
Patrick Swayze.
Peanut butter crunchy or smooth?
Smooth.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Ryan Reynolds. That's unfair.
Bungee jump or abseiling?
Bungee jump.
Favorite sports team?
The Russian gymnastic team. I don't watch sports.
2 hours of Facebook or 30 minutes of YouTube?
30 minutes of YouTube.
Coffee or iced coffee?
Coffee.
Taylor Swift or Kanye West?
Kanye West.
Most used emoji?
Lightning bolt.
Beyonce or Adele?
Beyonce.
60s or 90s?
Oof, 90s.
Always early or always late?
Always early.
Meghan Markle or Kate Middleton?
Meghan Markle.
Can I replace that last question and just go back in time and say Yanni or Laurel?
Laurel.
Really? Oh man, I was both. So I feel like my brain is broken. Thank you so much. Well done. We got
so
quite a
much,
few
man.
there. We had a few more. I'm not going to ask you to repeat what your favorite word is. I'm gonna say this special word, fire.
Fire.
Back in 2015, the first time that we had you on the show when we really got to know you was with that release. Boy, have things taken off since then, dude. How are you feeling now as we fast forward to 2018? Lots of new singles, kind of a new direction, judging by the sound check that we've just heard as well. You look chilled, you look happy, you look like you're loving life, dude.
Yeah, man, I think just, you experience life, you grow up, you learn a lot about yourself as you're growing. And I think it's kind of reflecting into my music, I'm just trying to figure out who I am. Well, I know who I am, but I'm just trying to figure out where I fit in and everything. And, like with the new direction, it was just something that was like a natural progression. I'm always trying to push myself and, especially if it's something that I think I can't do, I'm like, no, I can do it. So.
There is something, and I don't want to say that you fit a particular mold, but you're able to convert your stuff into a very radio-friendly format. And you have to. You've got to sell. You've got to have your music played. Is it something that's conscious in that process, or are you just lucky enough that that's the lane that you kind of find yourself in?
I think it's always something in the back of my mind, like the label will always kind of press that, and like they'll be like, and I've got a lot of other friends who also kind of press that fact, but I try and find a balance between creativity, like pure creativity, and radio play and things like that. Try and find a balance between the commercial and the
self-indulgence.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Do not love it, Burgh, but and luckily enough, everyone does love it as well.
Man,
Some nominations are coming in, and the sound is absolutely awesome. You're going to get just a little taste of it in a moment. Thank you, dude. Well done, Burgh.
Thanks, man. Thank you, dude.
Moist.
Thank you, man.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show, Graham visits the haven for children with cancer. And then also on our show, we've got Cameron van der Burg, and he looks forward to Tokyo 2020. All that and more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Join us for an important conversation on Afternoon Express, live at 4:30 on SABC3. Today we focus our discussion on child abuse, but more specifically, child abuse aimed at males. We're joined by pastor and gospel singer Retsang Kwabane, who shares his experience of child abuse at the hands of his own grandmother. Plus, we chat to author Sharon Ongwang about her new book, An Image in a Mirror. That's Afternoon Express, weekdays at 4:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a beautiful, feel-good morning this morning. Thank you so much for joining us to start a brand new week. And what a week it's going to be for one very special young lady. Huh?
Definitely, but what a weekend it was in what has been the most nail-biting Miss South Africa production. We saw last night how 12 Miss South Africa hopefuls walked out onto the stage and only one was selected as the new Miss South Africa 2018. I would like us to put a big hand together for Miss South Africa 2018 medical student from UCT and Paul local, Tamron Green, everybody.
Well done, lass.
Oh, man. She was one of my favorites from the beginning, just going to put it out there.
I was going to ask if she was a front runner for you.
Yes, absolutely. So now we know that this year things worked a little bit differently. From the top 12, they selected the top 5 girls, which entered the question and answer round. Then instead of choosing a first and second princess, they only had a top 2, and they called them Miss South Africa Universe. And of course, Miss Tamron Green won that one. And then Miss South Africa World, which was Tulisa K. Now from there, they choose the one and only Miss South Africa, and that is the beautiful Tamron, hosted by the talented and stunning Bonang, who, I mean, could have been vying for the title herself. That girl is just so gorgeous.
She really is a woman for these sorts of moments. Just even the voice.
Yeah.
And we love her, and we love her social media kind of stature, but she is such a pro.
She holds it down every single time. Now, of course, the night was filled with more than a dozen well-known names, including Basitsane Kamala, who was there, Melinda Bam was there, Paul Tusi, Rolene Strauss, Demi Lee Petersen, and it was absolutely amazing. So, yeah, Demi Lee now Peterson, sorry.
People stepped out.
I mean, it's gorgeous. Look at her, Miss Universe. She's there. Hey, she's there.
They should just give her the title for the next 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And this right here is the winning moment on screen. And what's going in your mind at that moment where you just hear your name and you just lose it?
She was 0.5 seconds away from an ugly cry there. You could just see she had to have a moment to herself, like, you just keep it together, girl.
Listen, I would just pass out. Man. I would just pass out in front of everybody, and then for the next 5 minutes, you'd have to resuscitate me.
It was just deal, man. But very, very well done to Tamron, and All of the ladies. I think having worked on the other side of these sorts of productions and seeing how amazing all of them are, to pick one is really, really difficult. But yeah, congratulations, Miss South Africa.
100%.
Thank you so much, team. Right now on to a real feel-good story for you on Monday morning. Now, for children courageously battling cancer and their families, CHOC SA provides homes that are more than just a place to stay. It's a support system to help with things large and small, and a community where families can be together, share a laugh and comfort others. Now, Graham had the privilege of visiting 2 CHOC SA homes where he got to meet and experience firsthand the amazing people and work this foundation provides.
Every day here in South Africa, very brave children are fighting an intense personal battle against cancer. Clover NutriKids CHOC Home, a place where families, where children can get a fighting chance, along with the CHOC Childhood Cancer Foundation of South Africa, who have been keeping more than hope alive for over 4 decades now.
We always say in CHOC, a family is diagnosed because the whole family is affected by the diagnosis. So once a child is diagnosed, it places a lot of strain emotionally, financially upon a family and also on their relationships. So having the relief of being placed at a CHOC house brings a lot of relief to the family, and it helps them to keep focused on the outcome of the diagnosis instead of on the stresses related to the diagnosis.
Being able to go behind the scenes to see the amazing work that CHOC does was a bit of an eye-opener. I've known that the organisation does some incredible work, but I cannot believe how far they go to create this loving, safe space for these families, especially these incredibly brave children. It feels like a home the second you walk in here, and the fact that you've got so many different families all coming through here and experiencing the same level of connection and same level of love, that is amazing.
The CHOC homes are important because we provide accommodation for the families who stays 50 kilometers away from the hospital or from the treatment centers, who can't travel up and down. We provide them with food, toiletries and transport fund, and we just give them love.
So when my daughter came here in Cape Town, she was not mobile at all. She lost her mobility. And then when we were discharged from the hospital, we moved to the house, to CHOC house, and this is where she gained her mobility again. Because she could see the house, and the first thing she said to me, "Mommy, we don't see the long hospital halls anymore. It's a house, it's a house." She was so excited. So she started walking, and she started mixing with the other children, and she was not cooped up in the room. So it helped her a lot. There's been a huge, massive difference.
It breaks a person's heart because there's a lot of people don't know that kids have cancer. People expect that they will be very ill, but they are so lively. And that just to see them and give them a hug and give them that love, I don't have words to describe it. They are the most important people in my life.
What really hits home for me is how unbelievably brave these kids are. They don't let it rock them, they don't let it shake their confidence. They're there supporting each other through this, seeing the vibe, the relationship that the kids have with each other. That was probably the most gratifying part of this process.
It is nice to be here, and it is better than the hospital, and I can play.
In developed countries, the survival rate is between 70% and 80%, and unfortunately in South Africa it's only at 55%, and therefore CHOC raises a lot of awareness on the early warning signs in order to increase the survival rate in South Africa. We utilize the early warning signs of childhood cancer, which was developed by the South African Children's Cancer Study Group, and we utilize that to educate members of the public, health workers, medical professionals, traditional leaders on the early warning signs of childhood cancer.
After this inspiring and wonderful day, something is very evident to me, that this is a battle being fought on a number of levels. There is the very deep and I suppose most challenging personal level that these children and these families living with cancer, through cancer, surviving cancer, have to go through every day. They're spreading awareness around early detection so we can save more lives, and where you and I step in, raising funds so that we can build more of these Clover NutriKid CHOC houses where they can continue to do this amazing work for these incredible families.
Man, just looking at that, you really get a sense as to the incredible work that they are doing. And it is truly amazing to see how much heart CHOC puts into looking after these kids while giving their families the comfort that they need, offering a home away from home. Now, we can all show our support for these amazing children by visiting choc.org.za. And together, we can make a difference to help secure the new Clover NutriKids CHOC home.
So after 10 years of being at the top of his game, of the game, Cameron van den Burgh, I think, has earned the title of being a legend in the pool and out of it. Dude, congratulations. Welcome back. So good to have you here. Getting a little choked up because I haven't seen you in so long. But of course, a fantastic Commonwealth Games, so congratulations on that. As heartbreaking as it is for you to be uttering the words that it's going to be your last, maybe we'll convince you otherwise. But you've also said 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, there is another gold in the offing, so suddenly I don't feel so old anymore. But I've got to ask about the Commonwealth Games. How did it feel? Did it even register that this is going to be your last? How do you put those sorts of mental parts, because it's a big part of how you compete, is that mental side. How were you feeling?
Well, going into the Commonwealth Games, I was feeling very, a little bit emotional, obviously thinking that it was going to be the last Games. It was really the platform 2010 where I won my first really major international competition.
When you entered the scene, yeah.
And just going into it, it was actually really nice. It was really comforting because I came in with a different perspective of how can I leave something behind? How can I change something? And it was just really about investing in the team and the juniors and trying to make sure that everyone had a really good support base and a good team morale going into each final and each race. And that really paid back tenfold when I was able to race my last race, which was the 50 breast, with the whole team just being there.
How you do it, dude, is you get a gold medal. Just say it. That's how you do it. That's how you leave a legacy. You get a gold medal.
Yeah, man. No, it was. I was very fortunate. Like I said, I mean, it was one of the most, I think, emotionally high races that I've ever had. Like I say, just sharing it with the team, sharing with everyone, like the symbiosis in the pool, out of the pool. You know, I was on the lane up going crazy. The boys were taking their shirts, going, like going wild. It was sort of like a real moment in time, yeah.
But I think that mantle has fallen on your shoulders where so often we have to rely on you to get the first medal, for you to be the guy that goes out there and sets a tone. But it's so amazing to me that you are so emotionally invested in that team, and it's a team of youngsters now. There's some, when I mentioned someone like Tatiana, how awesome was that moment to see her getting that medal in that context? That shows how far we've come, man.
I mean, it's brilliant. We've waited a long time for another woman to come and show us how strong South African swimming is. And I mean, the last great South African woman breaststroker that we had before was Penny Haynes, and after that we had Suzanne van Vuuren for a while. But now to have someone like Tatiana coming up and representing South Africa and doing us proud again.
Do you think she's going to be on that level? You've mentioned some pretty heavyweight names there. I hope you haven't.
Well, her trajectory is on the right path. I think that she's done extremely well. The next 2 years obviously very crucial. So, but if she keeps going where she is now and just feeds off obviously the strength and the positivity that she's done now and taking that forward, still working hard obviously, but she's such a grounded, down-to-earth girl. I don't think that she's ever going to get ahead of herself.
30, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's another milestone in a year of milestones, a wedding around the corner. You seem to be in the form of your life, in the shape of your life. Yeah. Does it feel like you're swimming with teenagers and you're a man? How do you wrap your head around that side of the game when you're still in your physical prime?
Yeah, it's quite weird when you look on the preliminary sheets and I'm like the only guy in 88, and there's like, I'm 88, then there's like 95, 96, and then there's like a 2000, 2001 here, born here.
It's like working on this show, dude, don't worry.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, but yeah, I mean, turning 30 has never felt better. I'm doing some amazing things. Very fortunate enough to still, I think, feel mentally quite young. I'm maybe 25 plus 5 still, so.
Yeah, I know, immaturity is the key. Buddy, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm going to ask you, yes or no, are you going to get that gold at the next Olympic Games in 2020?
You always say that you're going to do the best that you can. I think I never like to jinx yourself, so we'll always, before every race, you're always going to sing. Yeah.
Will. And we are a good luck omen on this show, I promise you, man. But you've done phenomenal stuff for the country, for not just the swimming community, but I think the morale for this country in so many ways, dude. You really are an ambassador, and you're just awesome, bro. We love you, and all the best for the wedding, dude.
Thanks a lot, brother. Appreciate it.
Not nervous at all. Not nervous at all. You can let us know what you think of the swimming legend, his performances in the pool and out of it. Would he get that gold in 2020? We'll even do a little poll with only yes.
Well, still to come after the break, he's definitely going to get the gold in 2020, but not too long from now, he's getting the gold when he walks down the aisle with the love of his life. We chat to Cameron van der Burgh about his upcoming wedding.
See, the thing with Cameron is, like, his best translates into gold.
Of course.
Pretty much. So, Cameron, we'll put that pressure on for you, but we can hang out with him. And we've also got some music heading your way in the form of the brilliant Mud Josie. He's here to entertain you on your Monday morning. We'll be back after the break.
Yo, this one goes out to everyone out there. No, you can take it. The audacity. The audacity.
I'm shocked.
I'm shook.
Sometimes it feels like I do nothing right. I just walk and walk without the end in sight. Am I a fool to do the same thing and hope something changes? Like a fool, follow my heart and hope that you don't break it. Sometimes it feels like I'm too innocent, that if I trust, then something good will come of it. Am I a fool to do the same thing and hope something changes? Like a fool, follow my heart and hope that you don't break it. I've been waiting for you all my life. You've been running through my dreams at night. I've been searching for the longest time.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an awesome Monday. Ewan's back. It's been feel-good stories. Cameron van der Burgh, absolute legend. Now let's bring a tear, bring a laugh, bring a smile to this Monday. See what's trending online, guys.
I think so, man. So far, it's been a fantastic Monday,
awesome,
man. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Listen, yeah, Chris Hemsworth serving up some serious dad goals. All right, so he posted this video that went absolutely viral. He recently posted a video of a dance party he had to Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball, okay, with his young one. Check
Break it down, lad. So the little kid's just going down.
Oh my goodness.
The best part about that is the one child's excitement, just the scream that comes out with it. Because he won a reality dance show in Oz, so he's got the moves, yo.
Look, that reminds me. Let's keep a look at my social media. I might just post something about my dance off with my boys.
Oh, no, because it happened. What you've been posted,
It did happen.
Go and check out a few days ago on Ewan straight on social media what he has been posting.
Just be selective with what you see there, okay? Because it's quite racy these days.
It's PG.
So guys, I'm gonna break both of y'all's heart right now. It's just this is intense, guys. I'm sorry to do this to you this early in the week, and you really might need a bit of a tissue. There's just put this little video on. What a dog who noticed his doggy friend who had passed away years ago.
You guys.
Oh no.
Always so sad to see things like that.
Wow.
Oh, man. That's rough, eh?
Now, you know what? Let's just bring the mood up a little just before we all just, burst into sobs. Feet can be a very scary thing, okay? Feet.
Yeah.
Especially when kittens see the feet of their owners. Let's take a look at this story. Okay, so approaching. Oh, what is that? What is that?
Like the little ninja roll thrown in there as well.
Oh, my word. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. That did save us there a little bit. Beautiful stories for a beautiful Monday morning. Which hashtag, video or story has caught your attention online this morning? Share your thoughts, as always, online. Get onto our Facebook page or on Twitter using hashtag Expresso Show. And you can keep going with that. and let us know what you think of the next performance this morning. Now, we are welcoming SAMA-nominated singer, songwriter Majozi, just all-round awesome guy. From his first performance here on our stage back in 2015 to today, he's experienced major growth and success and validation for all the hard work. He's back to perform his latest release. This one, I think you might know. It's a new sound for the superstar. It's Waiting.
Waiting.
Sometimes it feels like I do nothing right. I just walk and walk without the end in sight. Am I a fool to do the same thing and hope something changes? Like a fool, follow my heart and hope that you don't break it. Sometimes it feels like I'm too innocent, that if I trust, then something good will come of it. Am I a fool to do the same thing and hope something changes? Like a fool, follow my heart and hope that you don't break it. I've been waiting for you all my life. You've been running through my dreams at night. I've been searching for the longest time. Tell me, darling, when will you be mine? I think I see an open door, but I don't go in 'cause I've been here before. Am I a fool to feel afraid because I don't know her name? Am I a fool to stand in front of her and hope that she stays? I've been waiting for you all my life. You've been running through my dreams at night. I've been searching for the longest time. Tell me, darling, when will you be mine? I've been waiting for you all my life. You've been running through my dreams at night. I've been searching for the longest time. Tell me, darling, when will you be mine? Days and the moments, the moments. I've been waiting for you all my life. You've been running through my dreams at night. I've been searching for the longest time. Tell me, darling, when will you be mine? I've been waiting, I've been waiting for you all my life. You've been running through my dreams at night. I've been searching for the longest time. Tell me, darling, when will you be mine?
You broke the whole thing there with the cheeky grin to you. Like, no, it's over, bro. It's over. What that Ash? Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Beautiful, bro. You needed a stadium with about 500,000 people just going up and down. You know when the cameramen are, the shot is doing this for you, that you found a groove. That is beautiful. Waiting. Just a taste of the incredible new direction that Majozi is taking. That's your good side. That's your good side over there. Please let us know what you thought about that this morning. Get us up on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa needs policies that are attractive to investors in order to grow the economy. He added that although the country is still in junk status, the government is doing everything in its power to boost the economy. Speaking to the SABC on his first 100 days serving as president, Ramaphosa also acknowledged that although the country faces many challenges, there are positive changes. The president says one of the major changes that the country should consider is making the rand stronger. 3 large districts in the Northern Cape have been identified as ideal for the development of the biodiversity economy. The Namakwa district around Springbok, the Zerefnkau district around Uppington, and the John Taulugatswe district around Kuruman will receive support from the Department of Environmental Affairs. The provincial MEC for Environment and Nature Conservation, Pauline Williams, says jobs will be created by the initiative, which includes hunting, biodiversity, prospecting, and ecotourism. She added that the Northern Cape is the 3rd most preferred hunting destination by international hunters. Now moving further abroad, some 5,000 supporters of the far-right alternative for Germany, known as the AfD, marched through the streets of Berlin yesterday, but they were heavily outnumbered by more than 20,000 anti-AfD demonstrators. The AfD's anti-immigration, anti-EU and anti-Muslim messages helped it become the 3rd largest party in the German Bundestag in the last September's vote, but it has since had little impact on parliamentary debate. Supporters of the anti-immigration AfD chanted, "We are the people," and were met with chants of "Go away Nazis." The AfD demonstrators were bussed in from around Germany. And then finally, facing civil unrest and strikes in the crucial mining sector, Guinea's President Alpha Condé reshuffled his government overnight, appointing a new Prime Minister and Finance and Security Ministers, amongst others. No official reason was given for the sweeping changes, which followed the appointment of a new Prime Minister, Ibrahima Kassori Fofana. Speculation is that Condé may be seeking to modify the constitution ahead of a 2020 election. Guinea is Africa's top producer of ore and aluminium, and Condé's government has faced repeated strikes by mine workers as well as teachers. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get another look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Thanks so much, Graham. It's just after 7 o'clock. Let's quickly take another look at your roads. Starting off on Gauteng, central Johannesburg, traffic is backed up on the M1 northbound. That's between Ormonde and Braamfontein via the Crown Interchange. So please just allow for extra travel time if you're heading that direction. Then over in the Western Cape, Plumstead on the M5 northbound, traffic is slow moving between Dick Burton Road and the N2 highway turnoff. That's what I have for you in terms of your traffic. If you're heading out on the roads, please drive with care. Right now, let's get another take on your weather. And it looks like the northeastern parts of the country can expect warm and sunny conditions. And then for the Western Cape, cooler conditions can be felt. And you can also expect some rain in certain parts. Your temperatures today, Polokwane starting off on 8 minimum with a mild maximum of 24. Mbombela 13.26, Pretoria 10.22. Johannesburg 9 minimum with a maximum 21. Maikeng 12.25. Klerksdorp 13.25. Kimberley 9.26, Bloemfontein 7 minimum, your maximum 23, Richards Bay 18.26, Pietermaritzburg 13.25, Durban 19.25, Mthatha starting off on 12 minimum, your maximum 27, East London 14.28, Cradock 3 minimum, nice and cold but warming up to 26, Port Elizabeth 12 minimum and your maximum 23, George 11.22, Sutherland 4 degrees minimum this morning, staying cold with a maximum of 12, Cape Town 10.16, Worcester 8.17, Springbok 9.15 and Uppington 6 minimum and your maximum 28 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your traffic for the 7 o'clock bulletin. We'll bring you another update just after 7:30 this morning.
Well, she's the 23-year-old med student from Paarl who won the crown last night of Miss South Africa 2018. Tamron Green looking absolutely amazing. Twitter was ablaze. This one says, couldn't watch Miss South Africa 2018, but I'm loving the tweets about how great Bonang was last night. You never disappoint, darling. Also, Professor Thuli Madonsela says, congratulations, Tamron Green, on being crowned Miss South Africa. May your reign be fruitful and rewarding. Come on, if Thuli Madonsela says that to you, and then also saying the beautiful Tamron Green, Miss South Africa 2018. Let's just take a moment to take in all of this gorgeousness. Here she is, everyone. 23-year-old Paarl resident and medical student. Beautiful Tamron Green, Miss South Africa.
So after the break, we're going to get into what the GDPR is. First of all, General Data Protection Regulation, and what it means for us here in South Africa. Then we're going to get down a little bit of Zumba, this time focusing in on menopausal women, giving you an opportunity to break it down. After the break, we'll see you after a few moments.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Yes, the voice has, oh, that little tune has given away time for our Tech Daily Update. Now, if you've noticed a flurry of emails in your inbox speaking about something called the GDPR, or new privacy policies from your online subscriptions, you're not alone. Don't worry, it's been a global trend. It's good news, I think. Time for you to get your Monday Tech Digest from our resident tech expert, Brian Smith, who I know has had a very busy week chewing on all of the new privacy legislation that has come out of the European Union. Might not be quite affecting us firsthand, but we are all connected in this global village. Brian, always great to have you here, especially during these interesting times. You likened data to the Wild West at the moment, and that really has been how it's felt. But when we look at data collection and privacy, why is it such a contentious space at the moment? Is there any protection? Has there been any protection building up to this point?
So today we're talking about one of the first major measures to do this.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Exactly. And as I said earlier, you know, data collection and maintenance is kind of the Wild West, in that the internet has brought information to everybody, but it's also brought everyone's information to everybody.
Yeah.
And looking at at personal information doesn't just pertain to common things like one's name, address, or contact details. Can also pertain to very sensitive information, such as banking details or financial histories.
or political affiliations
or
when
religious
building up
views.
to, to voting. When we look at South Africans and how, I mean, we are very active, certainly on social media, and how much is gleaned from that, are we protected to any extent in South Africa?
So that's a good question. There are several laws which govern this, such as the Protection of Private Information Act. However, we don't have an overarching regulation as the European Union does. And specifically for South African consumers, we are young consumers on the internet. We are specifically vulnerable in that we have many people signing up with smartphones and accessing the internet for the first time today. And we really have to be careful about where we input our personal information.
It was amazing. I was in a police station, and there must have been about 6 people there reporting various related crimes of identity theft, phishing related. You have to protect your private data. And at least now this trend has started within epicenter of Europe and hopefully will filter down. What does the GDPR actually mean? How will they enforce it? And what were some of the regulations put in place that are most exciting or relevant to you?
Sure. So the GDPR stands for the General Data Protection and Regulation Act, and this is specific to the European Union, though it affects any businesses that operate or target European consumers. And specifically, this is quite a renowned piece of legislation. It's been implemented rather quickly. That specifically governs 3 things. It's the collection of private data, the processing of that data, so actual putting that data into use, and then the maintenance of that data. And it basically gives European consumers a way to monitor and safeguard where their personal information is stored and how it's being used.
Do you think they can enforce it? Will they be able to enforce it? Do you see this filtering down into other parts of the world?
I do eventually. I think South Africa could benefit from this eventually, or perhaps an area or continental kind of legislation. I think what makes this effective is that the European Union as a bloc implements this as a group of companies, which only makes law that much more effective.
I'm glad you threw in and countries and companies connecting to the European Union as well. Where does Brexit tie into all of this? We just don't know. Is your data safe in the UK? We'll wait to find out. Really interesting stuff, Brian. Thank you so much. I know it's going to be a while before we start to see this bring about a shift in terms of how businesses deal with this. Hopefully we won't see people just taking their business elsewhere and still looking for information in an American market or in Asia. But the bottom line is what we have to know as South African consumers is that you are not that safe online, and so much of your personal information is taken without you even knowing about it, and chances are you've probably given them permission at some point. So just go through all of your accounts, check out those permissions, and stay safe.
Well, as South African business success stories go, one of the best in the family appliance business, which began 4 decades ago in a little holiday town in KZN and is today a national industry powerhouse. At Hirsch's latest flagship store opening in Hyde Park, we have the full story.
Hirsch's home store is the largest privately owned appliance store in South Africa. From their humble beginnings, the Hirsches have built their brand into an industry leader. And tonight we join them for the opening of their brand new store in Hyde Park.
Alan and Margaret Hirsch started their business in a tiny showroom in Umhlanga in the 70s. Today, Hirsch's has grown into a chain of mega appliance and home furnishing stores around the country.
Margaret, you must be very excited to be opening another Hirsch's home store.
Well, this makes it 22 outlets that we have in South Africa. We are so proud to have the store. It's a brilliant, brilliant store. It's a new concept that we saw at Eurocachina. So we've got the latest, we've got the greatest from Italy. In each particular category, we have the latest of the products that that particular supplier has. This is the one place you can come and see the top of the range. You won't see what everybody else has got. You will see something new and something different.
And what can customers expect from this brand new store?
This store is situated in the hub of Hyde Park. We're 500 meters from the Hyde Park Mall in Jan Smuts Avenue. It was a very well-known furniture store for many, many years. And what we've done is we've taken it up a notch. This store is perfectly situated because clients that didn't want to travel to Four Ways, Silver Lake, Strubens Valley, all the other stores that we have. We are right in the hub of where things are happening in South Africa today.
Alan, the Hirsch's brand started from humble beginnings. Can you tell me a bit about the history around the brand?
Certainly. You know, I started it as a mechanic fixing appliances, fridge stoves, washing machines. Eventually got into selling, realized we needed a bit of a showroom, got a showroom going, kept our workshop. And over the years, we've just concentrated on looking after people, getting happy customers, giving great service, and we associate ourselves with the best products at all times.
And did you ever think that the brand would be this big?
Of course not. No, I've never been motivated by money. I've never thought, you know, I've got to do this to earn some more money. I've just wanted to look after people, give great service, do my best the whole time. And it's amazing when you focus on other people, what comes your way. And I just think that with the brands we sell in the area we are, it's going to be really successful. I'm looking forward to trading here.
So for me, what sets Hirsch's apart is our service and the range that we have. We really pride ourselves on having the biggest range of the best brands. We also offer an exceptional level of service. We are reliable and we are here for our customers, and we are always make sure that we are readily available to help you, not with what you buy in our store, but when you get home as well.
One thing that's made a difference to Hirsch is that we keep growing and growing and growing as our people. Our people are fantastic. We spend a lot of time training our team members. We have a wonderful relationship with our suppliers, and we really put both of those together to make sure our stores do well. Our stores are in great locations, and this new one is an absolutely beautiful store.
So, I mean, the Hirsch journey has been phenomenal here in Johannesburg, particularly. The past number of years have seen them grow from strength to strength, and they embody a deep sense of customer service, and we love that about them. They serve our shared customer. They see that product all the way into their home and deliver service with a smile. So, I mean, we couldn't ask for a better partner.
It's been an exciting ride. I must tell you, it's the fastest store I think I've ever had to put up in my life. Just from renovation to tonight is probably a month. So yeah, it's been a tough go, but everything's run so smoothly, and we've got such a powerful team, and the Hirsch family have made it possible. So we plan on making them proud.
Respected, known and loved for the quality and personal service they offer, and now with 22 stores nationwide, the Hirsches aren't planning on slowing down anytime soon.
Right, so if you woke up in a bad mood this morning, you either got out of the bed the wrong side, or if you're a lady of a certain age, you could be experiencing some menopausal symptoms. Now, either way, it's time to shake off those bad moods and start the day right with Cindy and her Zumba ladies.
Menopause can be tricky in many women's lives, with mood swings, hot flashes and weight gain being only a few of the problems they face. Now, to tackle weight gain and mood swings, we know exercise is always a good idea. And here to get our blood pumping and to show us how an exercise routine like Zumba can help you through menopause, we have our favorite Cindy Abrams in studio along with some of her friends. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me again.
Oh, amazing. Listen, I love Zumba, especially with you. We're about to shake it with Cindy.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
So we're going to get the blood going, we're going to get the legs moving and the arms moving to help with all those menopause.
Okay, ladies, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Okay.
We're going to start with the salsa today.
Okay, so we got the music going.
So we start moving your arms, just to get you in the mood.
Okay.
Roll your hips. Now, step forward and back. Step forward, roll your hips, and forward and back. Keep going. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Last one. Now single to the side, right. Use your arm.
There we go.
Keep going, roll. Last one. Now change. Back, back, back. Arms up. Last one. Forward step. Back. Roll your shoulders. Now go low. One more. Single side. Now, change. Back, 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 back. Keep going. 3. Last one. Forward step now. Shoulders. Look back. Drop low. Back. Down. And down. Single to the side. Slow. Arms up. Roll your hips. Now use your arms. Single. Keep going. Don't stop. Last one. Forward now. Shoulders. And shake. And shake.
There we go.
And shake. Now go low. nothing.
Oh, listen, this is definitely leaving me out of breath. And it's always so great having you ladies here in studio showing us how to do a great Zumba workout. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Nice moves. Well done. Look at you go.
Thank you so much, Cindy.
That's why I like the salsa song. It just gets you going.
It definitely gets you going. And I think, you know, that's the trick to beating those menopausal mood swings. Staying active will definitely release all of those feel-good endorphins and make the world a better place again. So if you woke up in a bad mood this morning, I would highly suggest to you to get active.
Bad mood gone. Thank you so much, Zoe. Now, we all know how exercise can result in sweaty and stinky feet. Yes, and no one wants to be that person taking off their shoes and letting off a funky woof in the air. Now, fun fact of the day, though, did you know that the main reason why our feet smells from sweating is because moisture and warmth produce a feeding frenzy for bacteria on your skin. Now, the odor is a result of the bacteria breaking down your sweat and dead skin cells. But nothing to worry about, as the Thursday Plantation range has got your back with the Thursday Plantation tea tree root foot powder. Eradicates the excess moisture and keeps your feet dry, comfortable and free from foot odor. So let's keep our bodies healthy and our feet odorless at the same time.
With natural antiseptic, antifungal and antibacterial properties, it's no wonder it's nature's first aid kit in a bottle. Thursday Plantation, treat yourself naturally.
Yep, we mentioned earlier he might have those wedding jitters. Cameron van den Berg is here. Stellar performances in the pool, but the biggest performance of his life is coming up very soon. We're going to chat to him about his upcoming nuptials.
And then from Twitter feuds to baby pictures, the Kardashians are back in the news, and it's not all good.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Don't adjust your screens. Yes, it is Cameron van den Berg. He is here, and he's here just for you. Now, he's actually here for his beautiful fiancée, Nafeli. Dude, how are you feeling? The upcoming nuptials just around the corner. It's finally arrived after a fairly lengthy... we'll say engagement period. Sorry, I had to poke a little bit of fun, man.
He's been busy.
Yeah, this is the thing. A couple of gold medals thrown into the mix. I'm sure you can get away with it, dude. You must be excited. I know there's always a bit of nerves. How are you feeling, dude?
Yeah, I'd probably say I'm more nervous for that than for an Olympic final. So, yeah, but I'm very excited coming up. I think it's been obviously a nice long build-up. Everything's sort of really coming and falling into place. We are getting married in Athens, in Greece. So we're over there having a look at the venue. Everything's really, like I say, looking really fantastic. So I'm beyond excited for that.
Dude, we are very, very happy for you, man. Definitely. That is finally here. It's almost time. How much, I want to know, like, where do you place yourself in the whole planning process? I mean, are you pretty much hands-on, or are you letting just most of the planning go to Nafeli?
Tread lightly. Tread lightly here, buddy.
Yeah, I think I would probably say it's probably a bit of more of a shift to her side. Yeah, I mean, she's been a real trooper, her and her parents. Obviously, being in Greece as well, it's a lot more difficult to plan, obviously, with the service providers on that side. But we have had our little touches, obviously, here and then. You know, I think the general idea, we sat down and said, okay, this is kind of the theme and the understanding that we want to go for, and the feeling that we want to give everyone, obviously, like I said, is in Greece, so we also want them to enjoy that feeling, and we embrace that culture, but also, you know, there's a big part of me is the South African heritage, so didn't want to, shall we say, leave that behind, and still wanted to remind everyone that, you know, we are South African, and we are very proud of that.
And it's to start a brave new chapter. I know you guys are partners already, that you have a wonderful relationship, hugely supportive of one another, but now you're moving into a new phase. What are you looking forward to the most, dude? Have you even had time to think about that, or you're just waiting to wake up in Greece and be like, wow? Yeah?
I think, weirdly enough, you know, we did our shall we say, like, not like sort of, it's not marriage counseling or something like that, but, you know, obviously we were chatting to the guys doing like our contracts and so on, and the guy that was doing it, he kind of pretty much said, he's like, you know, you're married already in the sense from the day that you actually commit yourself to, you know, saying I do, and I'm going to get married and committed to this person. So ever since that day, obviously it really has felt a lot more like a unity and together in a team. But I think getting closer to the wedding now, it's getting strong. It's, you know, feeling obviously, you know, that sort of, not that there's the point of no return, but it's the point of, like, yeah, you know, you really like sort of like a symbiosis, and you're merging, and, you know, you're really on the same wavelength. And, you know, you just, I mean, I go away now where I used to travel for say 3-4 weeks at a time, and it was, you know, not an issue. That was my job, and she understood that, obviously, getting into it. But I think now, I mean, I was in Turkey last week for like literally 2 days that I didn't see her, you know, and I was so sad coming back. It was like so nice to see her again. So, yeah, you know, these feelings are growing a lot more, I think, and the closer that we get to it, the more of the realization, the more understanding.
Look, one thing for sure, you struck gold with Nafeli. You really have, man. You really have, and you know, pun intended. But let's talk guests this year for a second, because I am available to travel. You know, what's happening?
Pretty good MCs as well.
Absolutely, man. You know, my passport's updated. Like, what can we expect from the actual wedding, man? Do you have any plans that you can share? Details, maybe?
Yeah, sure. So the wedding is in Athens. We have, what, about 160 people coming over. There's about, say...
162?
Yeah, 162.
What, weren't you already on the list, dude?
Oh, sorry, man. But we have a huge contingency coming from South Africa. We're about 130, 140 people coming. You know, we thought we were going to do it then, sort of no one was going to come, or we get like a 50% strike rate, and pretty much almost everyone has come, so we're very blessed to have people that are willing to fly all the way across the continent for us. Either that, or they just want a Greek holiday. It could be...
Yeah, I know,
I don't know, it could be the latter.
Any of the swimming clique, any of the famous faces from the sporting side, because I know you're also connected to a much bigger sporting brotherhood with everything that you're doing.
Well, of the swimmers, yeah, so Rake is going to be there, Chad is also going to be there, a couple of the other guys that I know. From a couple of the other sporting backgrounds, unfortunately, a few of the guys were already committed to playing their one tour, so the guys couldn't make it. It's always difficult, obviously, with especially being in Greece. It's it's a lot further away to get off training and so on. So
well, I think that you know, given I almost beat you in a pool a couple of years back, you know, I remember.
I don't know. I thought that was just for the cameras, but you know,
it was close. So I think I've earned my spot at the wedding.
True story.
But we wish you all of the best, man. And yeah, we can't wait to see the footage, the pictures. It's probably going to be scattered all over the news, all over the world as that as well, man. But looking forward to that. And yeah, we wish you many blessings in your journey ahead.
I know so much of your life is about everyone else and about the country and about the team. So this is just for you, dude. So hopefully you can savor that moment. But we love you, dude. All the best of luck, and congratulations to both you, bro.
Appreciate it.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa needs policies that are attractive to investors in order to grow the economy. He said that although the country is still in junk status, the government is doing everything in its power to boost the economy. 3 large districts in the Northern Cape have been identified as ideal for the development of biodiversity economy. The districts are around Springbok, Uppington and Kuruman. On the international front, some 5,000 supporters of the far-right Alternative for Germany, known as the AfD, marched through the streets of Berlin yesterday, but they were heavily outnumbered by more than 20,000 anti-AfD demonstrators. And then finally, facing civil unrest and strikes in the crucial mining sector, Guinea's President Alpha Condé reshuffled his government overnight, appointing a new Prime Minister and Finance and Security Ministers, amongst others. Well, that was your 7:30 news update. I'll have a full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
Flying through those headlines quickly, Real Madrid won their third consecutive Champions League title on Saturday, defeating Liverpool by 3-1 in Kiev. Staying with football, Black Leopards increased their lead at the top of the PSL playoff group on Saturday thanks to a 2-2 draw with Platinum Stars. In Super Rugby round 15, wrapping up this weekend, the Brumbies downing the Bulls 38-28, while the Lions saw out a 26-23 win over the Stormers. And finally in cricket, the Chennai Super Kings were crowned IPL champions last night after an 8-wicket victory over the Sunrisers Hyderabad in Mumbai. More on all of those stories on the top of the hour.
Right, let's quickly take another look at your traffic and your roads in Gauteng and Midrand. There's congestion building on the N1 southbound, and that's between the N14 Brakfontein interchange and the Olifantsfontein Road. And in the Western Cape and Bellville on the N1 inbound, there has been an accident before Gilbason Drive, and that's closing the centre lane, and this is likely to cause very heavy delays approaching the CBD. Just be aware of that one. That's what I have for you in terms of your traffic for the 7:30 bulletin. We'll get you updated a little bit later once again.
Turning air into pristine, clean drinking water. Cirrus Water, the future of sustainable drinking water.
Right, let's quickly take another look at your weather and your temperatures. Chilly morning in the mother city, but it looks like the northeastern parts of the country can expect warm and sunny conditions today. And then for the Western Cape, cool temperatures going into your Monday. Also a chance of rain expected in certain areas. Your temperatures, Polokwane 8 minimum with a maximum of 24 degrees. Mbombela 13.26. Pretoria 10.22. Johannesburg 9 minimum with a maximum 21. Mahikeng 12.25. Klerksdorp 13.25. Kimberley 9 and a high of 26. Bloemfontein 7.23. Richards Bay 18.26, Pietermaritzburg 13.25, Durban 19.25, Mthatha 12.27, East London 14.28, Cradock 3 minimum with a maximum of 26 degrees, Port Elizabeth 12.23, George 11.22, Sutherland 4 degrees minimum, staying cold with a maximum 12, Cape Town 10.16, Worcester 8.17, Springbok 9.15, and Uppington 6 minimum, and your maximum 28 degrees. It's a wrap of your weather for the 7:30 bulletin. We'll bring you a final update just after 8.
And everyone is still talking about the UEFA Champions League final. Hala Madrid right here. Ronaldo standing with a trophy. I don't know what is going on with the hair. Everybody's saying, was that like spaghetti? I'm like, no, it's the fashion. It's the fashion. Looking really wonderful. People, of course, giving us the dates of Kings of Europe. Absolutely exciting stuff. No Salah, no party. Congrats. Real Madrid beating Liverpool 3-1. Of course, the looks of joy and exhilaration on Twitter. So many memes going around. So if you were lucky enough to go and catch the match live, like our own Zoe and Kat, and I also saw that Trevor Noah was there front and center, living his best life. UEFA Champions League final. Hashtag that is currently trending on the socials.
So we're going to take the quickest of breaks when we return. Quite excited about this one after certainly all the preamble and shenanigans building up to the release of the film Solo, a Star Wars story. We're going to get the original backstory of Han himself. And then we're going to have some great stress tips for men. Are you smelling the donuts? Are you looking at the screen? What are you doing, man?
I don't know what I'm allowed to do.
Just getting within himself. We'll see you in a moment. Just enough time to eat a donut. Go. Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Joining us this morning, Majozi. Dude, awesome first performance.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. Now, we're gonna really see what you got. We're gonna talk about entertainment, international entertainment, and Kardashians. That's what we brought you in because we know you love them. We know that you're
Who doesn't, right?
But that's no good, eh?
I want to find out from you. Have you ever gotten into a Twitter war with anyone?
Nah, I've tried.
Have you?
I've tried. Just throw some beef out there.
People are like,
nah, what are you doing, dude? I'm like, let's start a Twitter beef. And I was like,
and all you get is smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. Yeah.
Listen, people that are always feuding, there was a massive war of words this weekend between Rhymefest and Kim Kardashian as well as Kanye West that were blasting each other to another level. Now, Kim jumped into Kanye West's defense on Saturday, blasting Rhymefest. If you don't know who he is, he's also an American rapper. Him and Kanye grew up together, for claiming that he abandoned the charity, the Chicago charity named after Kanye's beloved mother, Donda. Rhymefest accused Kanye of not funding the organization which helps Chicago's youth. Kim was outraged, saying, "You have the audacity to use Kanye's mom's name to try to shed a negative light on Kanye." She wasn't done. She also went on to say, "You're over leveraging Kanye's name and asked Kanye to donate to you, so stop with your fake community politics and lies. Truth is, you haven't been able to sustain the foundation." Now, she says the real reason Rhymefest went on the attack was sour grapes. She went on to tweet, "You were trying to get Kanye to listen to your subpar beats." She says Rhymefest is angry because Kanye wouldn't put him on one of his new albums. And she said, "You thought you were really worthy to be on this album?" She ended with laughing emojis. Now, Kim says the family plans to take the foundation away from Rhymefest, adding, "You better believe I will make it my mission in life to take Donda's house away from you and let my children run it the way it should be run." Whew, I'm exhausted already.
Do you really want all that drama in your life now that you've seen what a real Twitter beef is like?
Rhymefest responds by saying this to Kim's tweet. He says, lack of interest or support in Donda's house's efforts. He also said that Kanye recently reached out to him to help with his new album, not the other way around. He says it wasn't long before Donda's House organization decided to release a statement that they are going to be removing Donda's House with Donda's name from the charity with immediate effect, but hope that Kim and Kanye will still support the organization's efforts to help the youth. What a mess! What a mess! Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. Let's talk about something a bit more upbeat, shall we? The truth of the matter is that True is the cutest little babaiki in the world. Khloe Kardashian posted a sweet new photo of her newborn daughter, True Thompson, on Saturday, and she was wearing a shirt that said, "Always believe." The reality star was all about giving the world a glimpse at her baby, and it is really, really cute. I love that the baby didn't have a filter this time, because we just want to see the baby. They love putting filters like they don't believe their children are cute. Like, your babies don't need a filter. Just put a picture of the baby.
Really,
I also noticed that the comment section is off. So no one can comment anymore.
That was your golden opportunity to start some new beef, dude. You can be like, why are you using baby filters?
My choice is with the baby.
Start beef with the baby.
And from that, let's talk some movies. JP, how are you doing, my brother?
I don't know if this movie could get any more political than that rundown Leanne just gave about Donda and whoever else. That was impressive.
As Leanne rightly said, what a mess, man. But anyway, let's get into some Star Wars action. Solo, a Star Wars story, opened this past weekend.
And so let me hop it along, since it's been a bit sluggish at the box office. Maybe I can give it a boost. So yeah. I mean, like, the thing is with Star Wars, you've got the main story that's going on. The one from last year was Last Jedi. And then every off year, you have a spin-off happening. People might know this by now, people might not. So the spin-off that we're seeing here is the origin story of Han Solo, the dude who shot first. That's Harrison Ford's character back in the day, and also in the modern ones. So it builds up where he came from, who he is, what previous love interests were, if any. I'm just worried that I spoiled something here, but I didn't, because there's clearly what is a dashing female character there too. Lando Calrissian is in it too. Danny Glover or Childish Gambino, as people are going buck wild about these days. Woody Harrelson's great as well. So the story is he is a smuggler. He's a runner who feels like he's the best pilot in the universe, and actually he is. So he does runs for these almost mafia factions. Warren Beatty, the guy who plays Vision in Avengers, is the sort of mob boss of one of these groups, and so he has to play up against these other teams of gangsters and of smugglers, including Enfys Nest, which is one of the teams that I think I'll show you him meeting in a clip for the movie. Why not have a look at Han Solo trying to be slick about something, and obviously naturally being the goofy, funny character that he is, messing it up, meeting the bad guys.
All right, well, we have seen some of the visuals here going on, so yeah, looking forward. Let's check it out quickly.
Must have known you'd see me again.
I was counting on it. Just didn't plan on it being so soon. Of course, now you've got a problem.
Big problem. You happen to notice that freighter down there? You know what's on it? About 30 hired guns. All I gotta do is give them the signal, you're surrounded.
Sorry, do your thing.
Okay.
I love that. Sorry.
Sorry. I must say, I love Woody Harrelson, man. Yes, what a brilliant dude.
We obviously had other people pointing out behind camera. Khaleesi is in it too.
Yes.
This is the love interest I mentioned. And Woody Harrelson in this role sort of plays similarly to, as he does in Hunger Games, to the Mockingjay. He's a bit of the coach, father figure type thing here too. He's the captain of the team that Solo falls into. But let me tell you a bit about what I think about this movie. I am so surprised that it worked. It suffered major flips with directors in production. At the 90% mark, the production company, Disney, said no, and they fired both directors. They got a new one in Ron Howard, the guy who did Apollo 13, the guy who did A Beautiful Mind. I don't like the guy usually. I mean, he does Da Vinci Code, not for me. He's a bit ham-fisted. But how extraordinarily competently made this is as a cinematic movie. So the story is predictable, it's linear. The characters maybe aren't developed in an extraordinarily interesting way. I've used that word twice now. But the music, as you could hear, is fantastic. The costumes are exquisite. Yes, nearly so extraordinary. Why? Just the physics of the action, the way objects move around, it's totally sensible. It's not just garbled fragment effects that they do in CG. Really just impressive as a cinematic.
Dude, well, it looks like you are impressed quickly. Popcorns?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Man, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Which is so much nicer than other critics are giving it. I think really don't get too bogged down in... Oh, wait, but we gotta help you. And you were wondering, how does Chewbacca get his hair done?
Don't worry about Chewbacca and his hair, man. I was just wanting to say to JP, I wonder if he gets brushed on a daily basis. That's horrible.
It's a car wash, I think it is.
Anyways, if you've seen it, Solo, a Star Wars story, let us know what you thought about that movie. It opened this past weekend. You can connect with us on our social media pages.
2 thumbs with this face.
Well, we've shown you Zumba for menopausal women, and now it's time to shift the focus to men. If you're a man who's dealing with a load of stress, well, it's definitely time for a change. We're about to catch up with Professor Pamela Naidu, who is the CEO of the SA Heart and Stroke Foundation.
So men might not be the sole breadwinners anymore, but we still live pretty high-pressure lifestyles that negatively affect our mental and physical well-being. The two are interlinked. Today, we're talking about stress and how men can better manage it. Now, one thing I do know is that you truly are what you eat, and what you put into your body can affect your mood. I'm a prime example of that. What I didn't know, though, is that by choosing something like jungle oats for breakfast is an excellent choice to combat anxiety. It is low GI, it's high in fiber, assists in heart wellness, and keeps you fuller for longer. So you ain't going to be getting hangry halfway through the day. Here to tell us a little bit more about how we men can better manage our stress levels through diet and lifestyle choices is Professor Pamela Naidu. Welcome back to the show, Professor.
Thank you so much.
I feel a bit self-indulgent because there are times where I do feel the link between what I eat, the choices I'm making in terms of lifestyle. Break it down for us, what impact can stress have on a man's health?
If you look at stress on a daily basis, the cumulative value of that is where the problem lies. So we can all deal with a bit of stress every now and again.
Situational,
Yeah, and we get over it. We've learned to cope with it over our lifetime, so we learn good strategies. But I think it's when it's cumulative and depending on the stressful events that happen on a daily basis can actually lead to the problem.
We love our braais, we love our beers in South Africa, I'm going to say unashamedly so, especially with all the craft beers that are on the market.
Sure.
What are the pluses and the negatives in that kind of lifestyle? Please say there are some pluses. Come on.
Look, I think that it's really quite simple. Actually, life is simple, and I think that people make it complicated unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Because it really is about having everything in life in moderation, including what you eat. So, you know, both those choices, it's not a bad one, unless, of course, the meat is burned, because there's more evidence to show that if you consume burnt meat, there's more of a risk for cancer.
Carcinogens there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, excessive amounts of red meat is not good for you, and nor is alcohol. So beer is an alcoholic drink, but because I think of its carbohydrate content as well, you can put on weight, and then obviously the obesity is going to lead to other, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and so on and so forth.
So if you can, very quickly, what are the healthy choices? What choices should we be making as men?
So there's a couple of simple rules for nutrition. Let's just start with nutrition. If you combine it with physical activity as often as possible, I think it could have really amazing benefits. So it's to have really all your micro and macronutrients. And so the way in which to get that is to have your food groups. Make certain that you have, a bit of your yellow foods, green foods, and a bit of protein, bit of dairy. And if you have a balanced diet, and really kind of almost like the Mediterranean diet, if you like, lots of fish and seafood. Of course, too much of shellfish is also not good for you.
I'm also allergic, unfortunately.
Yeah, and of course for your cholesterol levels, it's not good. So really having, food groups, I think, to ensure that you include that in a daily diet. But breakfast, like jungle oats is what you mentioned earlier. It's it is an important meal in the day because it sets your energy levels and it sets your body clock, so to speak, in terms of your eating habits. Because if you have something like jungle oats, which is also, by the way, it has the Heartmark logo, which means that it's met the criteria as a healthy food choice for cardiovascular disease, in particular heart disease and stroke, then you do feel fuller for longer, and the chances of snacking and gaining weight then is reduced.
We could probably sit here for about 5 hours this morning, Professor, but thank you so much. I think what I've gleaned from that is balance is the most important thing, and that we cannot escape the fact that our physical and mental and probably emotional stress are all one and the same thing when you break it down, which means that making the right choice can affect all of those. As men, we are supposed to be impervious to stress, to harm, but the fact is that if we ignore the effects of everyday stress, we might be at risk of heart disease, heart attacks, and type 2 diabetes. So changing your diet to include more healthy foods like jungle oats first thing in the day and making time to exercise and to relax are all changes that we can make today to combat stress and ultimately live our best lives.
South Africa's original oat champion now has a range of nutritious, delicious muesli. New Jungle Muesli, available in an exciting variety of flavors.
Thank you so much, Graham. We're going to be taking a very quick moment in between. Go grab yourself a cup of coffee, cup of tea, hot chocolate, whatever gets you going on a Monday morning. And join us after the break for another epic performance from our man, Majosi. He's here providing some awesome music for us at the start of the week. And then we're also talking about a rather serious topic. Should you filter yourself in front of your children? That's in our relationship talk with Dr. Eve heading your way next. And you can, of course, get involved 0214 309 881. That's the number. We'll be back just now.
Join Top Billing this Saturday as Carolyn Stain celebrates her birthday at the epic Palazzo Stain. Jacques de Blanche weds stunning Coralie Branco, and Brendan Paper rocks as the new Buddy Holly.
Catch us this Saturday at 6 p.m. only on Top Billing with Brendan Paper as
Buddy Holly.
And repeat is on Sunday at 12 o'clock.
beautiful tonight, like every day I've had you by my side. In the darkness you bring life, when death begins to find me, you're my light. 'Cause darling, when you're with me, it always seems like we're in a dream. The sparkle in your eyes are framed by your dimples when you smile, and your face will never go out of style. 'Cause you are my compass in the wild. 'Cause darling, when you're with me, it always seems like we're in a dream. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause darling, when you're with me, you're with me. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause darling.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Yep, every day millions of people celebrate their birthdays all over the world. Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, as we welcome today, 28th of May, we take a moment to wish some celebs and you a very happy birthday. Who we got first?
Yes, let's start off with British actress Carrie Mulligan, who was at the royal wedding, by the way. She celebrates her birthday today, known for her roles in critically acclaimed films such as The Great Gatsby, Drive, Never Let Me Go, and An Education. And now she's starring opposite Jake Gyllenhaal in the upcoming film Wildlife, which comes up later on this year.
All right, brilliant stuff. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Also celebrating her birthday today is Grammy Award-winning Australian singer Kylie Minogue. Yes, Kylie. Now, she is known for her hit songs, including Can't Get You Out of My Head. That was a brilliant music video, by the way. And then in the lead-up to her birthday, Kylie has been posting a couple of childhood snaps that proves that she's as beautiful as ever. Look at young Kylie.
I just can't get you out of my head.
You can do it, clearly.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Wow.
And then we want to say a very big happy birthday to our viewers, Lee Morgan Ford. Hope that you have a beautiful day. And then as well, Hopewell Ayanda.
Yay, Hopewell.
Happy birthday, Hopewell.
That's it. Happy birthday to you. So are you celebrating a birthday? Maybe today, maybe next week. What's your ultimate birthday song request? Now, Katlejo could actually be singing your song live on Expresso. So what you need to do, go to the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page and let us know whose birthday it is and what song you would like Kat to perform. And remember to also include a photo.
For me, it would definitely be Weeping. When he sang that, my mother cried, man. So we love live music, so we're going to give it to you right now. And we're going to say this straight off the bat, okay? If you got into trouble with your significant other, maybe you're in the dog box, you need to bring up the element of romance in the room, just bring them in, turn up the sound right now, and get ready to feel the feels. It's Darling, Part 2 from Majozi.
You're my light, 'cause darling, when you're with me, it always seems like we're in a dream. The sparkle in your eyes are framed by your dimples when you smile, and your face will never go out of style, 'cause you are my compass in the wild. 'Cause darling, when you're with me, it always seems like we're in a dream. And oh, 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 'cause darling, when you're with me, you're with me. Oh, 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 'cause darling, when you're with me, you're with me. will always be where you reside. 'Cause darling, when you're with me, it always seems like we're in a dream. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause darling, when you're with me, you're with me. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause darling, when you're with me, you're with me. And I'll be there for you when your soul gets heavy and your heart gets blue and you're drowning in the deepest, darkest ocean. You'll be there for me when I lose myself and I don't believe. Girl, don't you know that you have my devotion? And he'll be there for us when we look away and the times get rough. Don't you know his arms are always open? So baby, you and I will live together till the moment we die. 'Cause you're my babe and you know that I'm your darling. 'Cause darling, in a dream. 'Cause darling, when you're with me, it always seems like we're in a dream. 'Cause darling, when you're with me, it always seems like we're in a dream.
Beautiful. Just look at him in the eyes, bro. He's lovingly looking up at you, just waiting for that glance. Just make that connection, man. We love you guys. If you thought that was romantic, you should have heard Darling Part 1, man. It was just right up there. No, it was beautiful, guys. Thank you so much for bringing that kind of energy onto our set. Awesome, guys. Unbelievable music. You can let us know on our social media platforms what you thought of that. Did it save your relationship in the last 5 minutes? Were you able to do it? Right now, we're going to go back into our official duties. Here's Leanne with the news.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa needs policies that are attractive to investors in order to grow the economy. He added that although the country is still in junk status, the government is doing everything in its power to boost the economy. Speaking to the SABC on his first 100 days serving as president, Ramaphosa also acknowledged that although the country faces many challenges, there are positive changes. The president says one of the major things that the country should consider is making the rand stronger. 3 large districts in the Northern Cape have been identified as ideal for the development of biodiversity economy. The Namakwa district around Springbok, the ZF Ngao district around Uppington, and the John Khatsewe district around Kuruman will receive support from the Department of Environmental Affairs. The provincial MEC on Environment and Nature Conservation, Pauline Williams, says jobs will be created by the initiative, which includes hunting, biodiversity prospecting, and ecotourism. She added that the Northern Cape is the 3rd most preferred hunting destination by international hunters. Now moving further abroad, some 5,000 supporters of the far-right Alternative for Germany movement known as the AfD marched through the streets of Berlin yesterday, but they were heavily outnumbered by more than 20,000 anti-AfD demonstrators. The AfD's anti-immigration, anti-EU and anti-Muslim messages helped it become the 3rd largest party in the German Bundestag in last September's vote, but it has since had little impact on parliamentary debate. Supporters of the anti-immigration AfD chanted, "We are the people," and were met with chants of "Go away Nazis." The AfD demonstrators were bussed in from around Germany. And then finally, facing civil unrest and strikes in the crucial mining sector, Guinea's President Alpha Condé reshuffled his government overnight, appointing a new Prime Minister and Finance and Security Ministers, amongst others. No official reason was given for the sweeping changes, which followed the appointment of a new Prime Minister, Ibrahima Kosori Fofana. Speculation is that Condé may be seeking to modify the constitution ahead of a 2020 election. Guinea is Africa's top producer of bauxite, the ore of aluminium, and Condé's government has faced repeated strikes by mine workers as well as teachers. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Let's get a final look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's G.
Right, let's quickly take a last look at your traffic, what's happening out on the roads on your Monday morning. Gauteng four-ways, there has been an accident on the N1 southbound. That's before the William Nicol Drive exit. And then over in the Western Cape, Brackenfell on the N1 inbound, there has been an accident at Okavango Road. All lanes are open, but please just be cautious when approaching the scene. That's what I have for you in terms of your traffic. Please be careful if you're still heading out on the roads.
Look around. Life is beautiful. The Hyundai Tucson.
Let's quickly take a last look at your weather and your temperatures, and it looks like the northeastern parts of the country can expect nice and warm temperatures and sunny conditions. And then for the Western Cape, cool temperatures can be felt for your Monday with some rain expected in certain areas as well. Definitely can feel those chilly temperatures this morning. But your temperatures run you through Polokwane 8 minimum with a mild maximum of 24, Mbombela 13.26, Pretoria 10.22, Johannesburg 9.21, Mahikeng 12.25, Klerksdorp 13.25, Kimberley 9 minimum with the maximum 26, Bloemfontein 7.23, Richards Bay 18.26, Pietermaritzburg 13.25, Durban on 19 reaching a high of 25, Mthatha 12.27, East London 14.28, Cradock 3 degrees minimum warming up to 26, Port Elizabeth 12.23, George 11.22, Sutherland 4 minimum reaching a high of 12 degrees, Cape Town 10.16, Worcester 8.17, Springbok 9 minimum with the maximum 15, and Uppington 6 minimum, your maximum 28 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather as well as your traffic for your Monday morning.
So I think we know, you can see from our jealousy being stuck back here in South Africa, Kat and Zoe have been having the most incredible time in Kiev. And this past Saturday, their lives were even more full of flavour as they headed out to watch Real Madrid and Liverpool battle it out in the UEFA Champions League final. Well, just to make us even more jealous, they sent us a quick video yesterday documenting the incredible moments they arrived for the game. Take a look at this.
Hey Expresso fam, so can you believe it? The finally day has the finally day. Yes, it is the finally day. The combination of our entire Lays Ukraine experience comes together in this. Look at the background there. You might see it, the Olympic Stadium. And this is where Real Madrid and Liverpool are going to face off in the UEFA Champions League final. The excitement is amazing. Look at the winners in the back there.
They are getting themselves some street food, but listen,
oh, Liverpool! Liverpool as well! Okay, keep it together, okay. That just happened right now.
oh my gosh, listen, a lot of excitement. Real Madrid's already made their way into the stadium. All the Spanish were singing, going crazy like I just did. And of course, we will be back on your screens tomorrow in person, and you can follow all of the hashtag Life Needs Flavor hashtags and that hashtag Lays Ukraine Experience hashtag. Yeah.
It's just hashtag everything. Craziness. Hashtag we got our tickets. Look, it's happening, Mom.
I just gotten over my jealousy and now I'm right back there. I love you, but I hate you guys. We are so excited for those two jet setters, all of our prize winners as well. Can't wait to hear about that incredible first-hand experience. Hashtag Lays Ukraine Experience. And that'll come to you this Feel Good Friday. And of course, Zoe and Kat, I think, probably had one of the high points of their lives, of their careers. And we're going to get a little bit of a blow-by-blow of that unbelievable journey.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're heading to the kitchen where we make a delicious vegan spaghetti bolognese. Sounds absolutely amazing. And then this gorgeous one is here. Dr. Eve is here. And we're talking about the topic, should you filter yourself in front of your children? We'll be right back after this.
smooth talker and whatever, but like I'm clumsy. That will be. Although my most clumsy was my fault. I pulled 3 straight shifts, so I didn't sleep.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
1:13. Well, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We are already jumping into this topic with Dr. Eve. I don't know why we always talk about these things in the ad break, but Dr. Eve is here. And we're talking about the concept of filtering yourself in front of your kids, of course. The very first thing that Dr. Eve said was it's very, very important to do that, especially nowadays.
Well, the reason why we get so engrossed in these conversations because they are vitally important. I think we're all going through these life stages firsthand, and it becomes very self-indulgent because we take everything that we learn here and we apply it to ourselves. But
I'm so pleased.
But you really have to. When kids are involved, it's this constant evolution. And I remember that moment for me when I was watching something probably completely inappropriate for my little boy to be watching, and then realised he was actually kind of responding and understanding what was on. I was like, okay, well, this GOT's got to go. And but this is the reality. They do pick up on so much more. So when does the filtering need to begin, and how much censoring do we need to apply? Because it's a real world. We're real people.
Yeah. How impressionable are children? And from what age are they becoming that impressionable? Because we think when they're like, very young, you can say whatever you want to, but like, are they picking up things that we think they're maybe not picking up on?
Consider a baby is when a baby's born. That baby is so completely dependent on the parent.
Yeah.
So the baby has almost extra sensory perception to be able to be alert and aware of what's going on around them in order to feel safe, because they're dependent on you for the survival. So their antennae are out 24/7, checking you out, looking at your facial expressions, your eyes, your body movements, and your interaction between each other. So they are picking up on absolutely everything that goes around. And based on that, they develop a certain kind of what's called attachment. So in a healthy situation, we've got healthy parents, they develop something called a secure attachment, where they can let their guard down and feel, okay, I know where my parents are, I know that they kind of like each other, I see them engaging lovingly with each other. I can be free as a child and I can have my own secure life. If they feel and look at you and see that there is no filtering between the two of you, that there is just heightened anxiety between the two of you, that kid begins to feel unbelievably unsafe and anxious in their world as well. And it has terrible consequences for that child. So we have to filter carefully and mindfully.
It might also just help your relationship apart from anything else. But when do we start doing that? When do we apply that? We know that the brain is designed to be picking up these messages from the onset, but when do we really need to be conscious of this?
All the time, Graham. You know, it's so important to think about what you are saying to each other. So you would not say, and to the child, because I want to divide it between things that we say to our children and things that we say to each other in front of the child and to other people, to family and to friends who come to visit. So if you say from very young, the child's going to pick up your tension, your tone, to your friend who's come to visit, oh, my child's really a difficult child. That child's going to imbue that, and you say it often enough, that child gets to believe I am a difficult child. If you say to the child, shut up, the child hears from the tone and the language. If they don't kind of understand what that is, they hear from the tone and your body language. They feel that. If they hear, if you say to their child, if you eat that, you're going to get fat, or no, you shouldn't eat that, or you're naughty, that child begins to feel the tone, even if they don't understand the language of it, and they will respond. And what happens is this child doesn't build any self-esteem. So it's so vital. And we're going to talk a little later about how to manage talking to children around traumas like infidelity and money. It's so important, this discussion.
We're with our relationship expert, Dr. Eve. We're going to get back to this topic. I want to talk about this whole thing of do as I say, not as I do, as we come back. You can give us a call, 021-4309-881.
All right, time to get into the kitchen and make a delicious, delicious recipe with my man. Look who's here, my Josie, my boy. He's here. This is going to be fun because we're going to be making a Be Well vegan spaghetti bolognese, a good old vegan spag bowl. Yes, with a healthy option of Be Well canola oil. It only has 7% saturated fat compared to, of course, your sunflower, which is 12%, and olive, which is 15%. And spaghetti bolognese, it really doesn't have to be for the meat lovers only. It can be for the vegans too, dude. So yeah, Meat-Free Monday, we're keeping it simple, dude.
Easy.
But delicious. You good? You love a good spag bowl, yeah?
Oh, I love it. I love Italian people. I love spag bowls, yeah.
I love Italian people. I love spag bowl. Listen, let's get into it. So we've got our pans heating up right now. I've got our Be Well canola right here. I mean, this is great. It will add that nice buttery taste as well. So I'm going to pop that in there quickly. Just a dollop. And then we've got our diced onions.
Oh, wonderful.
Listen to that, bro. Listen to that.
Smelling good already.
Bro. This is amazing. So you're going to obviously just sweat this down a little bit. We're going to fast forward the process naturally a little bit.
A little bit.
So if you don't mind that tomato paste over there, you can pop that in there for me.
And yeah.
Up there, absolutely.
This is the first time I've cooked since like 2014.
Seriously?
I don't cook.
You don't cook, eh?
I don't cook, dude.
Well, that's why we are here, dude, to enrich your life.
Thank you.
So there we have some of our other flavorings. We've got some garlic, oregano, and some smoked paprika, all right? To really get that flavor. You can mind throwing all of that in here.
Oh, okay.
How nice is it when everything is kind of prepped?
Thank you, prepping person.
It's our kitchen fairy. So you can already smell that beautiful, beautiful flavors. And then we have our tomato puree over there. Go for it. Everything, dude.
Oh, okay.
You can see how unsure this man is in the kitchen.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's good. You're doing great. All right, so you'll see it comes down to a beautiful paste. And then, so we normally would just let this simmer for a little while, but then we have our vegetable stock over there. You can see, beautiful. Just give that a swirl and pop all of that in there.
Thought this was orange juice. Nearly had a swing.
The keyword is Be Well. SMS that to 33728 to get your hands on the recipe. All right. Perfect. Now you see it's quite liquidy, but it's going to reduce. So you want to keep it on the kind of slow, nice and simmer for about 25 to 30 minutes. And that will reduce to a nice and thick paste. All right. So while this is going, I'm going to swap this over quickly. And then we need to make our vegan little meatball things. All right. So that will simmer right there. So if you don't mind me passing the Be Well garlic option over there.
This one?
Yes. Just like that. Oh, goodness. Look at this man. Look at this man. Right. Come on. There we go. So just a little bit. And now, this is the interesting part, okay? So here we have some chickpeas. Okay. That's been diced, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, you just kind of make little balls, as if you would your meatballs, all right? Just like that. And you fry them up a little bit. So don't stir them or don't flip them around too much, all right? Just like that. How's that for an idea? All right, and you let them just do their thing, dude. You just let them do their thing. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. And that's going to be your meatball substitute, all right? So once it's reduced, all right, you have this. Look at that. That's brilliant. So you can, of course, flavor your chickpeas as well before you put it. You can, if you want to, mix your garlic, and here we have some cumin as well, just to put the flavor in there. But then you dish it up as you would normally serve it with some fresh herbs, and you add with a nice vegan-friendly spag bowl.
I made this earlier on.
He actually made it earlier on. The keyword is Be Well. SMS that to 33728. Check it out on our website as well, expressoshow.com. Dude, you were so handy.
Oh,
you were so handy. What a legend.
Just, you know, it just comes naturally to me.
Tonight's dinner. The keyword is Be Well. SMS that to 33728.
From the lies being spoken in the kitchen, let's go to the lies being spoken in our homes. Now, in all seriousness, we're talking about filtering when it comes to our kids and how much do we let them know, how much do we let them into those circles. Dr. Eve, of course, is here, 021-430-9881 if you've got any comments or questions in this regard.
Dr. Eve, this used to happen to me a lot as a child, being sent out of the room at a particular time when friends or family came over and the conversation became too much of an adult nature. Is that something that parents should be thinking of doing? Is it right to, at a certain point, say to the kids, please God, because you know we're still listening outside that door, right?
I'm not going to get you into my therapy room, but I'm going to ask you, how did it feel for you as a child to to be sent out the room?
I don't know. I felt like there was something that they were trying to keep away from me.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I felt like, I didn't feel good about it necessarily.
Exactly.
Even though it wasn't hectic things, it was family stuff that they were discussing. I still felt like I should be privy to this. I'm also part of the family. Like, come on.
So immediately you got a sense of discomfort and dis-ease being sent out of the room, and you knew that something was going on. So you were excluded from something, and you didn't get to learn any lessons about how to learn to manage.
And that's where eavesdropping came in. I learned to eavesdrop pretty well.
Yes, exactly. And parents believe that, you know, we can just go to our room and have our conflict and nothing happens. Or else they go to the room and then 10 years later they say, we're getting a divorce, or dad or mom has had an affair. It's like, what just happened?
And the kid standing with a glass in his hands going, we know, guys, we know. we heard.
We've been listening.
On the flip side of that coin, shouldn't there be boundaries? Shouldn't there be a space to be an adult, to talk about things, and for a child to know, if it's handled in the right way, for a child to know, okay, I am a child and that's not for me. Surely there has to be some kind of...
Yeah, there absolutely has to be filtering, because I totally do not believe that parental issues that you're not solving, these perpetual problems that we spoke about last week, should be put and burdened onto the child. The child understands, so there has to be honesty, but with discretion. If you're going to value, and parents should be valuing authenticity, the word that you used just now off air, and honesty and trustworthiness in the child, you want to be able to say to them, Mom and Dad need to talk about something that's important. It is something that really doesn't matter to you, and
just be honest. Be honest about it. You don't have to give them the full story.
Exactly. So there doesn't have to be the disclosure of full details. It's Mom and Dad, or Mom and Mom, Dad and Dad are struggling with something right now. We want some space to talk. So give us the space.
The gloves are about to come off. Get out.
Exactly. I want to talk about this. It's not necessarily in the brief, but a lot of what we say in front of our kids is what they learned. Adult terminology, certain prejudices, even swearing. Can we talk about that? 021-4309-881. That is the number to dial. We're talking about filtering in front of your children.
Home, and then suddenly became truly outside, generally the yoke of a father.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso here on SABC3. We're talking about the important issues of should you be filtering in front of your child? And I wanted to talk about these things. The fact that our children learn from us. We mustn't say they learn in the outside world. They learn from what's happening in the home. Adult terminology, that word, prejudices that we as the parents have, that we speak in front of our children, and even swearing. Should we be doing that in front of our kids?
All that lies beneath,
Definitely not. But, you know, often, I mean, it's easy for us to sit here now when we're calm and to say, of course not. We know that rationally we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be showing racism, homophobia, any kind of transphobia towards...
Even as a joke,
Not even... well, very much the jokes that are told are going to be influencing and letting a child know exactly what the thought pattern is or what the belief system is. We definitely don't want to have that for our children. But we also realise that those things are very present in a family, and families talk like that. And so children are going to take that in and not filter that through and get into trouble on the school ground or when they're in real life in their own societies as well. One of the issues that I do want to raise is that of how do we share money problems, traumas that happen between families. So things like infidelity or finding out that there have been other forms of betrayal, or money issues. I keep repeating that because it's really harmful to say to a child, or excuse me, to say to a partner, you know, we really broke this month.
Yeah.
Or you spending all our money, or we don't have money for food this month. The anxiety that generates in a child is really unfair to the child.
Yeah.
When it comes to something like infidelity, should you be sharing that with your child or not? And for anyone who wants to take this conversation further, please follow me on Instagram, pick up this conversation, follow me on Twitter around this, because it's very controversial.
Exactly. We've got a call on the line.
Yes.
Estelle from Bloemfontein. Good morning. What is your question or comment for Dr. Eve? Estelle?
Yes, hi, good morning, team. Man, I want to know from the doctor quickly. I have 2 grandchildren. The one is 6 now, and the one is going for 3 years. Question number 1, the 6-year-old tends to have a lot of tantrums when you get to a high tone and say to him, "My baby, please don't do that. I'm going to ask you very nicely." And then you have to go back and lower your tone so that he doesn't feel threatened. We don't use vulgar language, and we don't like smacking. That's a no-no in our house. And then the smaller one seems to tend away from the whole thing. He will keep himself busy for hours and hours alone. Is that normal, or what can I do to discipline the older one? Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah,
fantastic. Thank you so much, Estelle.
Yeah, first of all, the 3-year-old is feeling the tension. That's why he or she's disappearing. That's what happens in families.
Withdraw,
Absolutely. They feel the tension of what's happening to the eldest one, and so they know not to say anything, which is dangerous because they're not learning to express an opinion. And I also just heard, Estelle, you saying that your tone of voice starts
when it's
out
a bit
loud.
high-pitched?
Yeah, the child just, well, why don't you start out with a low pitch? Like, Leanne, I really didn't like the way that you said that to me, or I want you to stop doing that, or please sit down at the table. Instead of, why don't you start doing it? Why don't you do that? Or you should do it. That's going to intimidate any child. Start off at a low tone and learn to keep your tone as an adult. Keep yourself emotionally regulated so that you do not scream at this child.
Because often if you're reacting, and it's about short-circuiting that reaction, but if you can stop it within yourself first,
100%.
that might be enough to short-circuit that reaction in your child. But it is very difficult in the moment.
I don't know about that, Graham, because, you know, we're allowed to escalate. If you stop it, the minute you feel the tension or anxiety in your body and this child's irritating me or whatever this child's doing is not right, you talk to that straight away. And then you won't escalate your own mood.
So let's hear from Marlene now. A very good morning. Thank you so much. You've got a comment to add to the conversation, Marlene.
Yes, I knew a lady who used to pick me up at work for work every day, and she sang to that baby all the time while she was pregnant, and she used to sing nursery rhymes, all kinds of things. That is a brilliant child today. He is so clever. She's a coloured lady, and he's a white man from England. But what a lovely family, and what a clever child, really and truly. So you can speak to your baby when you're pregnant.
Thank you. I love that. Thank you for the context as well. Now we can picture the family perfectly in our minds. Maybe one last piece of advice to leave with our incredible viewers today.
Yeah.
You've been so open and lovely, and thank you for connecting with us. But
Absolutely.
Where do we leave the conversation?
Just to be grown up and to be aware that whatever you're doing or saying has such a major impact on your child. So please filter appropriately whilst at the same time valuing authenticity and honesty with your children. Don't hide things on them and suddenly drop things on them. If you're going through a divorce, for example, it's my last example I'll use, please have everything in line before you declare it to the children. Tell it to the whole family all together and make sure that they know the detail of what's going to happen to their lives. They don't need to know the detail of the affair or of your divorce, but they need to know the detail of what's going to happen. I'm going to be safe. Mom and Dad are going to be here. This is the school I'm going to. These are the friends I'm still going to have. Just contain and secure your children all the time.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you so much, Dr. Eve. Hopefully this has helped you in some way and you can apply this in your own life. We love to hear from you as well if you want to continue the conversation online. All of those social media airwaves are still open.
All right, well, we're back in the kitchen with my man Majosi this morning, who's here. We upping his cooking skills and baking skills at that as well, man. Yes.
Good.
So far, that's bag well, you know, that's your thing that we're gonna make that we made earlier, man.
Yeah, you're gonna come over and have some later.
Dude, absolutely.
Dinner
That's
tonight.
an invite to Majosi's house. But you know what? With our busy lives, time is very, very precious. And today we are whipping up a delicious no-bake cream cheese tart that takes moments to prepare, and it is delicious and easy, and it's really just up my alley. But once again, even this no-bake recipe could be entered into the Lancewood Cake-Off, where you can stand a chance to win the incredible prize of a trip to New York City worth 150,000 Rand. And all it takes to enter is simply baking your favorite cake recipe with any Lancewood product, and then your entry could be a no-bake cake, a fridge tart, simply a chocolate cake, or even your favorite cheesecake. So for all those details, you can visit the website lancewoodcakeoff.co.za and follow the simple instructions, and you could stand a chance to win big. So Majosi, let's get into this one. Look at that savory no-bake cream cheesecake, man. This
that I baked earlier.
That you baked earlier. We're gonna, so you have the tough job of putting this together, all right? It's actually very, very easy. So here we have some cream cheese crackers that we've just kind of crushed up a little bit. So what you need is kind of a tin. You would ideally want a spring tin that can open, or something that can push out the bottom, all right? So if you don't mind, get the crackers in there as our base.
Okay,
oh, wait, sorry. Before I do that, you get the butter in there first.
We get the butter
mix it around, man.
So the butter inside here first.
That's it, and then give it a bit of a mix there for us as well.
Mixy mix.
That's it. And just stir that. So that's going to bind everything together.
Mixing and mixing.
Look how delicate you are, man.
Oh,
you know, you can really...
I'm just a gentle guy, just a gentle soul, you know what I mean?
Even with your cream crackers.
Even with my cream crackers. Gotta be gentle, gotta be gentle.
You gotta make sure that butter is well mixed, dude.
Okay.
All right. Oh my goodness, this is gonna take forever, but it's okay. But Josie, get it into a tin there, my brother. Get it in there. So what you want to do is, after all the butter's been incorporated, just give it a. That's fine.
Oh, scoop.
That's it. Now
Scoop
press it down for us.
Scoop the whip. Press it down with what?
With your hand, yes. Your hands are clean, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm very hygienic.
There we go. Just press it down nicely. It also helps if you use the back of your hand to get in there, you see. And now, for the actual filling. So while you do that, I've got our Lancewood cream cheese. I'm going to get that into our mixer. And you can see, oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Let's get that in there nicely. Oh, this is harder than I thought. But Josie.
Yeah, sorry?
I don't know how this is going to rank compared to the cooking parts of the world, but it's okay. We're going to do that. It's okay, we're going to do this. There we go. And then we've got some chives on there as well.
Chives.
Get that in there for me as well.
These are the chives?
Those are the chives, my brother.
These are the chives, okay, awesome.
That's it. So get that in there as well. Okay. And then we have our spring onion.
Spring onion.
That's it. And some oregano.
Okay, lovely.
2 boys in the kitchen, eh? So let's give that a bit of a mix.
Doing well.
So this is once again very, very easy. Get that a good mix. The keyword is cake. SMS up to 33728. That's cake to 33728 to get your hands on the recipe. So once that is nicely mixed through, and you can see that beautiful stuff. All right. So now we have the tough task. Let's get that out there. Get in there. So this goes onto our cookies right there.
Oh, wonderful.
Just mind you get the other spoon there quickly. Just scratch that off.
Together.
Look, man, this is magic.
This is magic.
I didn't think I'm going to come to work this morning and actually put stuff together with the one and only Majosi, my boy.
Do you know what? I've always wanted to cook with you, dude. Just
really?
Like, yeah, man, just cook with you. Just
was that on your bucket list?
On my bucket list. You know.
There we go.
Things to do in life.
That's it. So what you do is you kind of press it in nicely, make sure that it's set. You pop it in the fridge for a little while up until it's nicely set, and then you kind of remove it from your tin. Don't worry about that. We'll finish it off. Cool. But you come out with a delicious looking, no bake, savory fridge tart like that, and then you have some sweet chili sauce. If you don't mind drizzling it out for us, eh?
Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle.
Majosi, you definitely make a song out of everything, man. This is definitely, I'm looking forward to singing about this savory fridge tart on your next album, dude.
You know, just gonna have a good time in the kitchen.
There we go, and you kind of just drizzle that. The keyword is cake. SMS that to 33728. I'm sure that if the pros did it, it'll look way better, but we're going to smoothen that out. Once again, if you want to get your hands on the details, there's lancewoodcakeoff.co.za to get your hands on all the details as to how you can win that trip to New York City worth 150,000 Rand. Yeah, prize? That's a good prize?
Am I allowed to enter that?
Bro, you can actually enter this guy.
Can I enter? Oh, well, there we go.
Win a trip to New York City worth 150,000 Rand. South Africa's #1 cream cheese, Lancewood, is on the hunt for the nation's #1 cake. To bake it all the way to the Big Apple, upload a picture of your cake with the Lancewood product used to lancewoodcakeoff.co.za. 3 finalists will make it through to our live cake-off on Expresso show. 1 will impress celebrity judges Zola Nene, Jay Something and Lorna Maseko and make it all the way to New York.
And there you have it, a brilliant competition, so make sure you start baking. lancewoodcakeoff.co.za, that's where it's at. The keyword here is cake. SMS that to 33728. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, but Josie's still here, so he's going to enjoy a cup of coffee. We'll see you just now.
This Thursday evening at 7:30 on Presenter Search on 3. The City of Gold awaits as auditions head to Johannesburg.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm your girl, Nileti the Star, the Charlotte Queen, Charlotte Ozi.
She's got a live exclusive. Don't you dare go anywhere because I'm bringing you the best.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jack Sparrow. I'm a pirate, a privateer, an entrepreneur, but most importantly, I'm a captain.
Why did I leave my job to come and actually audition? It's because I want to actually be on the TV.
There's more talent after this. You better stay tuned. Oh, there's so much talent. I wish you were just here. Why didn't you present? Why didn't you come for audition? I went WW.
That's Presenter Search on 3. Thursday nights at 7:30 on SABC3. Repeat Saturdays at 12 midday. The stage is yours.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Time for us to get back into movie talks with JP Sebastian, the one, the only. JP, good morning, darling. How you doing?
Feeling like two people this morning.
You are.
Not the two, though.
Jiggles McJiggles.
Is that a thing? Don't make that a thing.
Let's talk about the movie Finding Your Feet.
Finding Your Feet is a romance for people who love themselves more than JP loves his book. Starring Imelda Staunton and Tim Spall, who are the romantic interests in this movie. She plays a lady who is about to be made a lady because her husband, as I don't know how the monarchy works, don't ask JP, that's not for him, but like becomes a nobleman and then she takes on the title, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's applauding and they're at this happy party where this is happening. She walks into the wrong closet during the party and finds her man be trifling. For like 5 years. He's been cheating on her. And so she goes to live with her sister. And there's sort of like this, you know, her transition in between the two classes of the super tough class down to oi gov, kind of like Yorkie folks and whatnot, which English movies love so much, like those class divides and what you can learn from other people and whatever.
Yeah.
So she goes to live with her sisters in like a government house and that kind of business, dealing with her trauma of having been cheated on, and her at least what's cool is that everyone around her is not just singularly coaching this one person, but they also have their own things. And Tim Spall plays the handyman around the block, and he ends up being more handy than you know.
Very nice. Well, it sounds pretty interesting. Can we have a look at it?
Yes, ma'am. This is indeed where they're being introduced to each other. She's just had this sack of bricks fall on her and goes to visit her sister for the first time after years.
Let's check it out.
Elizabeth, it's Sandra. Sandra? What a lovely... What are you doing here?
Mike's been having an affair with Pamela Harper, so I've left him. I tried calling your landline, but apparently you've changed your number.
Years ago?
Well, you might have let me know.
I expect it's been cut off anyway, huh?
Or perhaps you've buried it. I can only imagine what everyone is saying back home. I mean, I know we weren't exactly in our honeymoon period, but I just imagined his libido had naturally declined with age, but it turns out he's been bonking her behind my back for over 5 years. I mean, what has she got that I haven't got?
She's a mistress, Sandra. It's a fantasy.
It's sort of this is bloody real. He's going to offer me a drink.
Oh, sorry. Well, I've got peach brandy or grappa.
Yes, please.
Well, that should stop anybody rummaging in your drawers.
I should be so lucky.
Hello.
Charlie, this is my little sister, Sandra.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Lady Abbott.
Oh.
Listen, it looks quite interesting. Finding Your Feet. JP Sebastian, how many popcorns do you give this movie?
Okay, quick wrap on the movie is that it's this romance, like you said, with senior folks and whatnot, but it's not just stuck in that generic, they have to be cutesy and goofy. It actually has great chemistry between the two actors.
I'm liking it.
I was really impressed that it wasn't just shoehorned into these cliches and stuff like that. Quite happy with it. 7.5 out of 10. You know, possibly predictable stuff and all that, but really good actors, great chemistry.
You guys, this is a good day. 7.5 out of 10. We will take it. Finding Your Feet. You go and check it out at a cinema closest to you.
JP is generous this morning. Thank you very much, guys. Right now, on to a rather heartwarming story on your Monday morning. For children courageously battling cancer and their families, CHOC SA provides homes that are more than just a place to stay. It's a support system to help with things large and small, and a community where families can be together, share, laugh, and comfort others. Now, Graham had the privilege of visiting 2 CHOC SA homes where he got to meet and experience firsthand the amazing people and work this foundation provides.
Every day here in South Africa, very brave children are fighting an intense personal battle against cancer. Clover NutriKids CHOC Home, a place where families, where children can get a fighting chance, along with the CHOC Childhood Cancer Foundation of South Africa, who have been keeping more than hope alive for over 4 decades now.
We always say in CHOC, a family is diagnosed because the whole family is affected by the diagnosis. So once a child is diagnosed, it places a lot of strain emotionally, financially upon a family and also on their relationships. So having the relief of being placed at a CHOC house brings a lot of relief to the family, and it helps them to keep focused on the outcome of the diagnosis instead of on the stresses related to the diagnosis.
Being able to go behind the scenes to see the amazing work that CHOC does was a bit of an eye-opener. I've known that the organisation does some incredible work, but I cannot believe how far they go to create this loving, safe space for these families, especially these incredibly brave children. It feels like a home the second you walk in here, and the fact that you've got so many different families all coming through here and experiencing the same level of connection and same level of love, that is amazing.
The CHOC homes are important because we provide accommodation for the families who stays 50 kilometers away from the hospital or from the treatment centres, who can't travel up and down. We provide them with food, toiletries and transport fund, and we just give them love.
So when my daughter came here in Cape Town, she was not mobile at all, she lost her mobility. And then when we were discharged from the hospital, we moved to the house, to CHOC house, and this is where she gained her mobility again, because she could see the house, and the first thing she said to me, "Mommy, we don't see the long hospital halls anymore. It's a house, it's a house." She was so excited. So she started walking, and she started mixing with the other children, and she was not cooped up in the room. So it helped her a lot. There's been a huge, massive difference.
It breaks a person's heart because there's a lot of people don't know that kids have cancer. People expect that they will be very ill, but they are so lively. And that just to see them and give them a hug and give them that love, I don't have words to describe it. They are the most important people in my life.
What really hits home for me is how unbelievably brave these kids are. They don't let it rock them, they don't let it shake their confidence. They're there supporting each other through this, seeing the vibe, the relationship that the kids have with each other. That was probably the most gratifying part of this process.
It is nice to be here, and it is better than the hospital, and I can play.
In developed countries, the survival rate is between 70 and 80%, and unfortunately in South Africa it's only at 55%, and therefore CHOC raises a lot of awareness on the early warning signs in order to increase the survival rate in South Africa. We utilize the early warning signs of childhood cancer, which was developed by the South African Children's Cancer Study Group, and we utilize that to educate members of the public, health workers, medical professionals, traditional leaders on the early warning signs of childhood cancer.
After this inspiring and wonderful day, something is very evident to me that this is a battle being fought on a number of levels. There is the very deep and I suppose most challenging personal level that these children and these families living with cancer, through cancer, surviving cancer have to go through every day. They're spreading awareness around early detection so we can save more lives, and where you and I step in, raising funds so that we can build more of these Clover NutriKid CHOC houses where they can continue to do this amazing work for these incredible families.
Well, it is truly amazing to see how much heart CHOC puts into looking after these kids while giving their families the comfort they need, offering a home away from home. Now, we can all show our support for these amazing children by visiting choc.org.za, and together we can make a difference to help secure a new Clover NutriKid's CHOC home.
Right, time to roll up the sleeves. It's our How to Shine with Mac cleanup time.
New MAC Multi-Purpose Cream Cleaner easily removes tough dirt from surfaces all over the home, making it easy for you to shine.
Yes, it's How to Shine with Mac home cleanup time. I think managing one's home often means having a huge range of cleaning products. One for this, one for that, all of which, of course, is costly, and not to mention takes up a lot of storage space as well. So with our powerful MAC Trio, you have the total cleaning solution for any and every cleaning need in your home, and it's not going to take up a lot of space. So let's go through them. Our go-to products are our MAC Multi-Purpose Cream Cleaner, MAC Multi-Purpose Thick Bleach, and MAC Dishwashing Liquid. With this powerful and convenient trio, you will have everything you need.
There they are. So let's start with treating stains on fabric, shall we? Table linen. Now, removing stubborn stains such as gravy and curry and even tea is an absolute breeze. Always test on a hem or seam before using to ensure the safety of the fabric. Now, make up a solution of MAC Thick Bleach in water. Tie a string tightly around the stained area. Place the stained area into the solution of bleach and then leave to soak for a few minutes. it. Keep checking, and once the stain is removed, wash in a strong solution of MAC washing powder. I like that.
I love that. Yeah, that's very clever, actually. We move to our carpet stains. Make up a solution of MAC dishwashing liquid. Add a few drops of thick bleach, just a few though. Swish around to make a really good foam. Get that lather going. Check the treatment on a hidden area to make sure that it's not going to affect the colour. Then dip a scrubbing brush into the foam and rub into that stain, working from outside to into the centre of the stain, and keep repeating it until that staining matter is removed. Then finally, rinse the area with clear water. Dry with a hairdryer and set it to a medium temperature so you don't damage the fibres.
That's right. How about kids' plastic toys? They can get absolutely messy. Now, these need to be cleaned regularly to remove dirt and grime. Graham knows all about that. Make up a strong solution of MAC dishwashing liquid. Add a few drops of MAC thick bleach and then soak. Lastly, make sure to rinse the toys and then leave them to dry.
Then on to something that I will be knowing a lot about pretty quickly. Yeah, babies, potty. Give the potty a very good wash with a rich and foamy solution of MAC dishwashing liquid. Then wipe with a thick solution of MAC thick bleach and rinse and leave to dry. At least you know it's going to be completely disinfected.
And then we have the kids' play mats as well. Those need to be cleaned. Plastic and similar materials can be washed down with a solution of MAC cream cleaner in warm water. Give it a good wash, then make sure to rinse and leave it to dry. So easy.
So now let's move on to your sneaker game with white shorts, with shoes, with anything that is easily going to pick up dirt, but that needs to be spotlessly clean. These can be a little bit difficult. So what we always say is go to the cleaning instructions first. Wash with warm solution of MAC dishwashing liquid. Then add a few drops of MAC thick bleach to keep your shoes odor-free as well. Then rinse with fresh water and leave to dry outdoors.
Exactly. And then time to cut to the flowers that hubby bought you. How about that? A few drops of MAC thick bleach will keep the water in the vase clean, colourless and slime-free. Now, isn't that a hassle-free list of cleaning solutions for every need in your home? Thanks to our powerful MAC trio, MAC multi-purpose cream cleaner, MAC multi-purpose thick bleach and MAC dishwashing liquid.
So as always, we like to spread a little of that cleaning joy and just make it that much easier for you. You can win yourself a MAC hamper every week. To stand a chance of winning this week's hamper, SMS the keyword MAC to 33728. It's going to cost you R1.50, no free SMSs, but as always, all the terms and conditions can be found on expressoshow.com. This giveaway in particular will wrap up on midnight this Friday.
Thank you so much, guys. We're going to take a very quick break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to end off your Monday on a true feel-good note with some more music from Majosi. Don't miss it. We'll be back just now.
Could I get a little bit more keys in the monitor?
Come back to me now, I really need you. Come back to me now, I really need your heart. And all I want is to see you one more time. Cause I'll be your shoulder, your best friend. And I'll be the one with an extra part. Cause I don't ever wanna pretend when we're not fine. Cause if you want it now, I could show you somehow everything that you can't see. I'm gonna show you somehow if you want it now. Everything that you could be, I want your love. I want your love. I want your love. I want your love. 'Cause if you want it now, I could show you somehow everything that you can't see. I'm gonna show you somehow if you want it now. Everything that you could be, I want your love. can I up a bit more, please? Yeah, and a little bit more track, please, as well. Not me.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful peeps. Thank you so much for joining us. We have beaten back those Monday blues. Thanks in part to the beauties behind me. Ash, Majosi, guys, thank you so much. Always so good to have you here. And they've been spreading the love this morning, so let's continue on that trend. They're going to close us out now this morning with more feel-good vibes. It's I Want Your Love.
Now I really need you. Come back to me now, I really need your heart. 'Cause all I want is to see you one more time. I'll be your shoulder, your best friend. I'll be the one with an extra part. 'Cause I don't ever wanna pretend when we're not fine. 'Cause if you want it now, I could show you somehow everything that you can't see. I'm gonna show you somehow if you want it now. Everything that you could be. I want your love. I want your love. I want your love. Now I can show you somehow everything that you can't see. I'm gonna show you somehow if you want it now. Everything that you could be. I want your love. I want your love. Your love. I want your love.
Absolutely amazing.
This morning.
Oh,
Love
well
them.
done.
And they're just such cool guys. So thank you so much. Josie, Ash, love you boys. Thank you.
Absolutely. You know, talking about love, you guys, when people love our show, they love it hard. A big shout out to Firdaus Princess Abrams, who's been living in New Zealand for the past 5 years, but has watched us on YouTube every single day, does not miss it. I think that's amazing. Hey?
Incredible. Thank you.
We love you.
We love you too much,
everybody.
man. So we're going to have a fantastic day tomorrow. We're going to be kicking off a series of great junkets ahead of course, Overboard. I'm going to be chatting to Anna Faris. Awesome, awesome stuff. But guys, thank you so much.
Yeah.
What a beautiful day.
Awesome
We
stuff.
love you guys.
Bye, South Africa. We love you. See you tomorrow.
Adios.
Expresso morning show made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.